Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be starting in just a couple of minutes' time. So if you take a seat, get comfy towards the stage, and we'll be starting the grand finale in about 2-3 minutes' time. So take a seat, and we'll be starting, as I say, in a couple of minutes' time.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, this you can see what I'm pretty sure I know why you're here, but I imagine if you're here to hear some big ideas, are you? Maybe, some of you. Here in the front row they are. At the back, not too sure, but hopefully you are. If you're here to learn about some innovative big ideas, if you're here to see or curious to hear about sustainable ideas as well, definitely, naturally, you are in the right place because we are at the grand finale of INNOVA Europe 2024. Naturally, the first student alumni competition dedicated to impact projects as well, all about innovative, sustainable projects. Big idea. My name is Peter Hopwood, and I will be guiding us through this fabulous, exciting afternoon together. I am a pitch coach, speaker coach, and storytelling coach, and also a little bit later on as well, for a short 15-20 minutes as well, I'm going to be standing here sharing some tricks, some ideas, some persuasive appeals perhaps, maybe some of those things you've heard of, maybe some of those things you haven't, all about those behaviors that we all need when we have to pitch at the right time. So stick around for that a little bit later on as well. So again, putting this event together, putting what we have here is almost just like the cherry on the top of the cake at the end of the day. But naturally, throughout the months, many months of hard work, of preparation, all our pitchers here have been through different workshops. They've been mentored by many people as well. So really, this is the last part of the puzzle that we're here to see right now. And again, putting all this together would not be possible at all without the support of many friends and organizations. So certainly BNP Paribas Company Engagement, BNP Paribas Wealth Management France, and Biwake as well. Thank you so much for all your support, and I think we deserve a round of applause for them. Yes, they are. And they are here. Are you here? I don't know if you're here. You are here, aren't you? Are you here? Keep clapping. Are you here? Maybe not, they're not here. Maybe they are here, but they're undercover. I don't know. Also, the collaboration of Ring Capital and naturally Station F, who is our host for today as well. Right, let's move on now and let's delve deeper into a little bit more about what INNOVA Europe really is, how it's kind of ticking along, and really what it means as well. I'm not going to tell you more about that but our next three people here on this stage will do exactly that for you. So first of all, please put your hands together for the leader of incubators at EDHEC Entrepreneurs, Yasmine Mashwat.
Do you hear me right? Okay, perfect. Well, hello everyone. It's an absolute honor to welcome you all today to the grand finale of INNOVA Europe, Europe's largest academic competition dedicated to driving innovation and sustainable innovation. Today we gather to celebrate a vibrant showcase of bold ideas, entrepreneurial spirit, and a shared commitment to shaping a brighter, more sustainable future. As we come together here at Station F, the world's largest startup campus, I am truly amazed by the energy, the ambition, and the diversity I see today in this room. I don't know if you've got the chance today to wander a bit around in Station F. You're gonna do it afterwards if you didn't have the chance to. Maybe you've spotted the giant Play-Doh that's in the middle of Station F. First of all, it's an amazing artwork. It's made of aluminium, but it really represents the cracks and the texture of Play-Doh, so it's really interesting to go see. But it's also the most iconic symbol of Station F. So it's on every picture of Station F, it's on behind every founder's LinkedIn profile. So if you're looking for the perfect iconic picture in Paris, you're gonna have it here. And as I go to work every day in Station F and I pass before this Play-Doh, I tell myself that this Play-Doh embodies exactly what Station F and this event is. It's creativity, it's diversity with all these colors coming together, and it showcases how we can turn simple ideas into powerful realities. And this creativity and this collaboration is at the heart of our philosophy at EDHEC. With our new strategic plan, EDHEC 2050, we have a strong commitment in building more sustainable and new business models that can tackle the big challenges that we're facing today. And that's exactly what we do at EDHEC Incubators. We really aim to fuel the next generation of impact champions that are entrepreneurs capable of reshaping industries and creating lasting positive change. And through INNOVA, I think we're really committing to this, and we're contributing to a significant shift in Europe where entrepreneurial boldness, creativity, and collective action converge to solve the major challenges today. And so today, for me, it's not about a competition. It's really about a celebration of impact entrepreneurship and its potential to transform the world. And a quick example on this is that this year, on the first half of 2024, climate tech has raised more fund than it's the climate tech sector that has raised the most fund, and not AI. So it's really a showcase that sustainability is really taking center stage. So a quick word to our students and entrepreneurs that are here that have the courage to speak, to pitch today. We are thrilled to see such a diverse group of talented young minds from across Europe. Your dedication to solving the world's biggest challenges through innovation is not only inspiring, but deeply necessary to building a more sustainable future. So thank you a lot for that. A deep thank you also to our incredible partners. So you've talked about them, BNP Paribas, Bivouac, BNP Paribas Wealth Management, and BNP Paribas Engagement, also with Ring Capital and Station F. Without your support, your support has been instrumental in bringing this competition to life. And thanks to you, these visionary ideas that we're going to see today have the potential to grow and thrive beyond today. So a big thank you for this. And lastly, but not least, to our dearest academic partners, a very big thank you to our founding collaborators, ESMT Berlin and Polemy Graduate School of Management, for their unwavering support. And we're very happy this year to welcome 6 new schools in our partnership. So it's really a pleasure to see this growing excitement around this initiative. So thank you a lot. And finally, a world, thank you. Yeah. And finally, a word to all of you and to all of us. Whether you're presenting today or supporting your peers or just curious about what's INNOVA Europe, let's this experience fuel our ambition to think big and innovate boldly and keep impact at the heart of everything that we're doing. So I'm very happy to see, looking forward to see what your big ideas are, and thank you so much for being here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yasmin Mashwat, thank you so much. Great way to start. And again, as you just said, yeah, so 6 new schools, altogether I believe 9 again already, together with our 3 founding schools as well. So I believe, not most, but all of you are here, representatives of all those schools are here. So it's going to be exciting, certainly an exciting afternoon indeed. Right, let's move on again to our next speaker. Again, another one of the founding schools as well. Please welcome to the stage right now, head and co-founder at Valley Entrepreneurship Hub, ESMT, Barish Efe. They like you. They scream for you. They seem to. Do you know this man? Yes, I'm sure you do.
No, I brought my whole team. You know. So first of all, thanks so much, and also thanks Yasmin for the great introduction. So I tell you a story. 2.5, 3 years ago, Roland approached me with a suggestion that Politecnico Milano, specifically Tommaso, approached us together with EDHEC to launch a competition for sustainable innovation. And first of all, you know, I think sustainability at ESMT is on our core, and innovation entrepreneurship as well, but we're really concerned about the resources, about the commitment and so on. But after we joined the call with Ludovic and Roland, who were behind the first edition, we were like, okay, we have to do this. Somehow we have to do this, and at the end we made it. The first edition was in Milano, and now we have in Paris, and I'm really, really grateful to have like 9 business schools and universities participating this year. I brought some notes, digitally, of course, to just tell you why ESMT is so really eager to be part of INNOVA. And there are 3 main reasons. First, and you know, most importantly, we're believing in European collaboration. And I think you all have looked at the Draghi competitiveness report of the European Union, and it says that, you know, we need a single market in Europe. And I know every one of us knows that it's very difficult to launch a European startup and also to get to a unicorn level, because when you penetrate the domestic market, you know, expanding to other European countries is very, very difficult. And that's why we believe really in this European collaboration and also in the network of entrepreneurship hubs around Europe. And second, we're believing also in fostering entrepreneurship, maybe the most important topic, which is sustainability and also fighting climate change. Not only, you know, environmental sustainability, but also societal sustainability. And last but not least, we also believe in academic excellence, and also universities and their research at their core. And so it's great that we have now 9 really distinguished business schools and countries represented. And last but not least, because I think this edition is really, really on another level, I would like to really thank also the EDHEC team, and please give them really a big, big applause. Because like what they have created this time is really, really amazing. So that's from our side. Thank you so much, and let's see who will win the competition. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Barish Efe. Well done. Pop it there. Right, just a few words again. If you are pitching, if you're about to pitch in this next session, what we'd love you to do is if you can stand up and come onto this side on the right-hand side. So only because we want to make this as smooth as possible and get through everybody nicely and smoothly throughout the afternoon. So remember, if you're in this first pitching session, stand up now, come over on the side. There we are. Not yet, that's right, come on. Over there. No, you're not pitching yet. Just stand there. You stand there, yeah. And everybody else in order so that we can make this all smooth and work really well. Right, let's move on now to our You can clap for them if you want. Yeah, they haven't done anything yet. You don't. Don't clap now. When they pitch, then you clap. But hey, what we're going to do now is the last person from Founding Schools is going to again share a little bit of insight for you before we start that first pitching competition. Right. So please welcome to the stage Professor and Associate Dean for Institutions and Public Administrations, Tommaso Agastisisti. There we are.
Okay, now you can hear me? Okay, very good. Okay, thank you very much. And I see that all the people is already there, ready to go, so I will not steal a lot of time. I want, however, to share a couple of words about what we are doing right now. And I am supposed to be the old person with the tie who is giving the, boring discourse. I have written one, by the way. But I will instead share a couple of quick ideas about what moved us at the beginning with our partners to launch this competition. And at that time, the idea were very simple. First one is to stimulate our students' ideas in creating new ventures and in putting their energy, their creativity, their ability, their enthusiasm, which is the real big ingredient of our business schools, schools management that we want to stimulate. And it was the first aim. The second was to direct all this energy towards projects that can have an impact. And by impact, we mean we want to change the world. And that's what we expect from these ventures. We expect that your energy, your ideas, your enthusiasm will make a sign, make a step visible in the world. And that's why we wanted to focus our attention not only on innovation, not only on entrepreneurship, which are all the forefront of our effort, but on impact. And among everything that we can tell about what is today, we have already said a lot of things. EDHEC, fantastic support here, the great role the SMT had at the beginning, and the coordination they did this year is fantastic addition, and the role of the 6 business schools who joined us in this effort. But to give an example of what does it mean to walk the talk, what does it mean to have an impact, I want you be aware that today, here among the business schools, among our 9 business schools, there is the Kiev School of Economics. And the reason why the Kiev School of Economics is here today is because our aim is not just to talk about what does it mean to have an impact, but to try to make our small but clear steps towards changing the world. And that's what we expect from you guys, because your wonderful ideas, we received dozens of submissions in this competition. Every one of them were fantastic. But every one of them has the promise of making a small change in the world, small or big, luckily. And we want to support all of them. And this is why this is a competition. There will be a winner. But every one of you who is here is a winner, because with its energy is able to make a small change, and we are happy and honored and proud of having creating something that can help in making this change for everyone. So be strong, and we are really willing to hearing your fantastic ideas and voting on them. Take care.
Tommaso Agastisisti. Great, wise words. Right, I think you'll agree with me right now. Isn't it time we start to listen to some of these big ideas here on the stage? But before we do that, naturally, with any competition, we need to find out who will be deciding the fate or the destiny of these startups, who will walk away a winner. We'll find that out a little bit later on, but we need to know the people who will decide, who have that task. You don't have to do it. Unfortunately or fortunately, you don't have to do it, but the people who will do it are our 3 jury members of this first session. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage right now Professor of Entrepreneurship, who actually is teaching at EDHEC, previously at ETH Zurich, another one of our schools in this competition as well. Jana Thiel. Jana, are you here? There we are. We've got music for you. That's right. Take a seat. Choose. It's up to you. There we are. Right. Also, together with Jana, we have COO of FAM Business Angels, Catherine Malavalla. Catherine, there we are. Take a seat. The choice is yours. One with the microphone on it. There we are. And finally, we have founder of Campus Fund, Nicolas Risk. Nicolas, there we are. Right, so this is how it goes. It's really quite simple. It's exciting. I'm intrigued as much as you are, really, to hear how these pitches are going to unfold and all these big ideas as well. So we have this competition. This category here is the Young Hopes category. What's that all about? Very simply, these are students that have come together from scratch, literally an idea from scratch, putting that together, putting the ideas together, hoping it's an idea that others will like. And we're going to hear those ideas here on stage in just a couple of moments. We have 9 from schools that are competing in this competition from across Europe as well. How does it work? 3 minutes. So standing here, they share their big idea up to 3 minutes, right? After that 3 minutes is finished, then we move across to our jury members, and that's where you ask the questions that nobody else dares to ask, really to find out a little bit more about how the teams tick and also their ideas are moving forward as well. After those 3 minutes, we clap, we say thank you, and then we move on to our next startup. How does that sound? Quite simple, quite easy? Absolutely, yes indeed. And probably, maybe at this stage, you're thinking to yourself, well, the winner of this category, what do they walk away with? What are they going to get? Well, essentially, it's 5,000 euros to turn their idea essentially into a startup. So this is essentially money to help them move forward, help them fund their idea into an actual startup. So again, very exciting indeed, lots to play for, and let's start off with our very first startup. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our first startup of the Young Hopes category from Italy, Eden.
Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Right, I think. All right, hi. My name is Richie. I am a 4th generation farmer, and I represent Eden. What you see here is a family coffee plantation where I am expecting a 40% reduction in yield due to climate change. Thing about climate change is that my experience is no match for the unpredictability of it. So I need to move from a proactive approach, which is currently in agrotech, to a more reactive one. So how do I actually go about doing that? We are going to empower farmers by providing them digital twins of their plantations. And how exactly do we do that is by leveraging the latest tech in sensing. Using machine learning, we have come up with a framework to understand these 2 main models. A generic engine, which encapsulates the idea of plant yield and health. Another life cycle engine, which is crop specific, maps out how the plant is going to behave over the life cycle. Making sure that the simulated environment of your plantation is a very faithful representation of what exactly is happening. Obviously, the farmers need something out of it. So the main outputs of the farm, or of the app, SAS mostly, are the alerting and forecasting system, which is pretty much common in most of farming tech. But where we stand out is the decision-making possibility. Your simulated environment can have multiple inputs to understand how exactly your farm is going to behave with different stimulus. And we suggest the strategy exactly on how to mitigate this. That means a farmer like me, in this case, knows exactly what to do in case something goes south or something which is related to volatility. That said, in the current market space, with all the competition that we have, we are pushing the idea from an experience-based decision-making to what is data-driven completely. So here's the team which is making it happen. We have Bart, who's actually my ex-colleague from Ferrari, who's currently pushing tech in Milan. We have Srinath, who's bridging the gap between sustainability, design, and process. Then we have Preeti, who actually helps us out work the magic between biology and the code of it. Furthermore, to make sure this becomes a reality, we are going to be running a pilot project, mostly for coffee and rice. So the output of this is going to be to establish a digital twin framework, a management tool with alerting and forecasting, but most importantly, we want to make farms EUDR ready, which is coming up by the end of this year. That said, we'd like to enter the market with a subscription platform, and we'd like to target the 700 million, which is there. Further on, because we believe in an ecosystem ideology, these are the main SDGs which are going to actually target. That said, we are agriculture reimagined. That's what we like to call ourselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we are. Eden. Right. Face these three people here. No, stay there. Don't move. You can keep that. Stay where you are. No, stay where you are. Twist a little bit to your left. That's right. A little bit more. There we are. Face these three people, and they will now ask you questions about what they've just heard.
Go first. Should I go? Oh yeah, it's already active. Quick question on where's really your market, and I'm a little bit worried about like price point, market match. What's going on there?
Exactly. So we are focusing on two different kinds of categories. Mostly we are looking at Italy and India right now. And the reason why we are running the pilot project with rice and coffee is that food grains don't have that big of a market in terms of, they have a big market, but they don't have that big of a markup. That means our tech might get too expensive for them. So scale is what is going to help us there. The reason why we are doing rice at the same time is the life cycle of rice is 6 months. So scaling it to a larger scale and making the price cheaper for that crop is going to be better for us. But coffee, on the other hand, which has 110 billion worth of supply chain value, where the markup is really high, is actually where we're going to get the money out of. So the main targets right now are going to be India and Italy.
Thanks a lot, Richie, for your pitch. It was very clear. Sorry. Have you already identified some competitors or other companies in other industries?
There are agrotech companies. If you want, I can name them, but both the companies have an X in their name to start off with. Okay. What they do is, that's the whole reason of going from proactive to reactive. We have actually used these tools, and we have seen what it does to us. It will give you the feedback, but end of the day, you're the one making the decision. So to bridge the gap between experience and use data to drive a decision is something which is not existing right now. Right. That's why we are trying to do it.
Thanks.
Just one question. How many time do you give to succeed in your project?
Okay, we have a product, what do you say, a roadmap for what we are trying to do right now. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. There was a slide. Okay. In the first year, what we want to do is by the end of June, we want to have the first digital twin framework, which is next year. We also have the resources that we need and the cost associated to mapped out. Bart, who's the tech guy, can explain you a bit more about the details of it. But on the overall, by next year of October, we need to have the first possible model which can be scaled.
We've got 30 seconds on the clock. Last question, perhaps. Are you happy? Everybody's happy? You're happy?
You have one tech guy. Is that?
I'm actually a tech guy.
You're also a tech guy.
Yeah,
so
I just did not mention it. Sorry.
There seems to be quite a bit of AI needing to go into.
Yeah, but it's not your regular LLM. I'm not going to throw around LLM. It's actually a GAN. It's a generative. I forgot the A. It's GAN. Basically, you can come up with new simulated data and correlate to it at the same time.
All right.
So that's how we predict and scale it to a bigger set of farms. It's not LLM. It's not the basic one.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for our first startup, first idea, Eden. Thanks. Well done. Put that on there. There we are. So first of all, setting the tone of what's to come. Do you want more of this? Yes, you do. Right, let's move on now to our next big idea of this session. Please welcome to the stage. We were in Italy there. Now we move home. We're basically here now in France. Please welcome to the stage, Scraps.
Is it working? Yes.
Yeah? All right.
All right. There are already enough clothes in the world to dress the next 6 generations. And we keep producing. What if we stopped and used our creativity instead? John, like most of us, owns clothes he no longer wears. Inspired, but lacking the time and skills to transform them, he asks for help. Through scraps, he connects with Shraddha, a talented seamstress from his neighborhood. They meet up and embark on a creative journey together.
Scraps offers fashion as an experience. Now, that once forgotten garment has turned into a one-of-a-kind piece sitting proudly in John's closet. Our mission is to reduce fashion waste while supporting local communities and fostering a sense of identity. When John picks up that old piece of clothing wanting to replace it, he's vouching for SDGs 12 and 13. The artist he connects with is probably a freelancer or struggles with employment, so this partnership is a reflection of SDG 8. And the final product, tailored to John's specific needs, promotes SDG 10, embracing diversity.
Our ultimate ambition is to democratize the fashion design process. We know that the global sharing economy is growing at an impressive 32% compound annual growth rate. And besides, governments worldwide, and especially in Europe, are issuing bonuses for textile reparation, proving that scraps is a timely and attractive investment opportunity. In terms of revenue, we are charging a non-predatory transaction fee under each collaboration. This means that on top of the artist's price, we add our 20%.
Our idea has already been put to the test. In August, we teamed up with 4 artists with 4 different skill sets, and we created a capsule collection of upcycled garments, which we are wearing right now. We were able to answer questions regarding timing, pricing, and collaboration. Scraps was also presented to the general public for the very first time. We used the catalog and the Google Forms to gather our first orders, and that is our MVP. Moving forward, we seek impact investment from individuals who share our vision. Our main focus is on 3 growing avenues: to recruit more artists, to work on a strong marketing strategy, and especially to develop a beta version of the Scraps app.
And to bring these goals to fruition, we rely on our exceptional team. My name is Bini.
And I'm Matilda.
We're co-founders and we're in charge of business and communications. We work alongside Sebastian and Luis, who will be responsible for developing our app. It is an immense pleasure to be here at Station F today. We leave a word of appreciation to EDHEC entrepreneurs, and the artists with whom we collaborated to create the outfits we're wearing. And to you, thank you for listening. And remember, next time you open up your closet, think scraps.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Scraps. Impressive, bold pitch. Cool, huh? Right, let's move over to our jury members and let's hear how they felt about what they've just heard.
A fantastic problem space. Yeah, I think everyone can relate. One of the issues I'm wondering a little bit, like that needs skill on the artist side and seamstress, I heard, so all kind of professions that are maybe not as much en vogue anymore. How do we solve that matching problem here of your platform? Where do you get your people from?
All right, so we are actually based in Portugal, and in Portugal there is a concentration of skill sets in aged people that used to work on the industry. I don't know if you're familiar, but Portugal has a very strong textile industry background. And so, for example, we have that side that can give us artists as well. But there are also tons of students like us that are coming out of schools, design schools, fashion schools, and the way fashion is taught right now is very individualistic. They all want to create their own brand and be designers on Fashion Week Paris, which is just this week. And so I believe there is a lot of people, even that do it as an hobby, for example, that we can take them and try.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
We also are planning on the app having a ranking on the skill of the artist, and the price of the service is based on that skill and other rankings.
Did that answer your question?
Sort of, we're getting there. Let give my peer jurors also a chance.
All right.
Actually, this was my question. So.
Okay.
So maybe we can clarify it.
Well, so are you starting this in Portugal to begin with? Okay.
Yeah.
So all right, and you have contacts there already.
Yeah.
So for you, the artist side is clearer. Then maybe how do you get to our side, like customers? What's your target there? How do you?
So for us, is this on? Yes. For Scraps, it is very important to have a strong branding, and we believe that our main target is in youth, especially people, creative people or alternative people. And the way we get to them is mainly social media or people that they look up to, like artists, that also advocate for this type of collaborations. We are also planning to be present in places where these people usually go, like festivals, art venues, museums, cultural events.
Yeah, mainly Gen Z.
Another 20 seconds. All happy? Last question, quick one.
But perhaps more information about your business plan.
Okay. Well, we decided to simplify it. Right here, we can only see that we are mainly using a 20% transaction fee. There will be for the simple plan, we plan to explore more premium models with subscription plans and enhanced customization, probably access to a swapping platform as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together, warm hands together for Scraps. Well done. Pop that over there. There we are. There we are. So you can hear these ideas are very different, very diverse. And again, I'm intrigued to hear more about how these ideas are going to unfold right now. This is where our jury members, they write down on there. You can let me see. I shouldn't be looking. There we are. On there, they're writing down all the details there. And you turned it over as I looked. So you got all the details there. And later on, we will find what all those numbers and all those figures actually mean in terms of who walks away a winner. Right, ready for the next one? Yes, you are. Right, we started in Italy. We kind of came back to France via Portugal, kind of. And now we are in Spain for, hands together, for Carb Vaults.
Everyone here? Yeah. So, hi everyone, João, right here, we're the co-founders of Carb Vault, and we will introduce you to the potential of your electric vehicle. So you see, if we combine the battery power of all the 40 million electric vehicles in the world, we get the largest battery humankind has ever seen, right? And if we think about it, the fact that 90% of these vehicles are idle for 90% of their lifetime, that's a great catch. I'll leave you to think about that for a while. So imagine a world where every electric vehicle isn't just a car, but a dynamic CarVault, we're not just revolutionizing electric vehicle charging, we are driving it into a future where cars don't just consume energy, they generate it, and you can actually make a revenue out of this. So the CarVault app helps you to not only find the cleanest charging stations.
So this is the team. We are ex-MBA colleagues. I'm from the energy industry, the commodity trading energy industry, let's say. And I work mainly with the biggest utilities in Europe to finance their trading activities. And we know about this technology, V2G technology, we call it for years, and it's now enhancing. More and more utilities are investing within this technology, and the feasibility also with the public services to build this ecosystem. So we think that this is the right moment to invest with them time, money, and work to build this project.
Yes, I'm just asking because it's obviously, I mean, like I'm German by background. Automotive is my thing. So this is an idea, right? That all the big car manufacturers and the tier ones have essentially they have that idea. So the question is a little bit, how are you finding your way into this industry, right? Because that's not just for startups a play. There are big players in there.
So obviously, there's the plan here is to be the orchestrator, right? So this was a final project of an MBA. It's now part of a PhD project. And obviously, like you said, the main players are all moving towards V2G, but they all want to do V2G themselves. So none of them has the capacity to orchestrate the ecosystem. And CarVault comes in right in the middle of that orchestration. Because if you can connect with the automakers, the charger manufacturers, the energy providers, you can then give a service that none of them by themselves can.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's those last words. This is where you clap, and this is where you smile, and this is where you leave. Well done, CarVault. Fantastic. Aren't they getting intriguing by the minute? Definitely. And again, here's the thing. I don't have to choose who the winner is. You don't have to choose who the winner is. But my friends here, our friends here on my left, they certainly do. I'm not quite sure. Some of them poker face, no idea. You're smiling, but they always smiling, not giving much away at all. But later on, we will find out who the lucky winner and what lucky, well-deserved winner is of this category. Let's move on. We started in Italy. Then we went across to France via Portugal, then Spain. Where are we going now? Where do you think? We're going over to Switzerland. Ladies and gentlemen, please, hands together for Oil Back.
Hi guys, I'm Benjamin. I'm a manufacturing engineer from ETH in Zurich, Switzerland.
And I'm Simon, studying management at ETH, and we are from Oilback. We are integrating the circular economy into the metal manufacturing industry.
What a typical metal manufacturer does is shaping and cutting metal into form. By doing this, he needs cutting fluid, which is basically oil. Now, when he does that, he also produces waste in the form of metal chips, which he needs to dispose of. So what's the problem? Each year, 75,000 tons of oil gets wasted in linear processes like this, in Germany alone. But what if I told you there was a better way? One that cuts both costs and emission, and is circular. Let's find out.
So here's our solution. A mobile centrifuge. Picture a large-scale salad spinner on a truck, spinning at each manufacturing site, separating oil from metal waste. I'll show you how.
These are the metal chips.
This reclaimed oil is then directly given back to the manufacturer for reusage. This creates a closed-loop system where oil is constantly reclaimed and reused.
Our case study shows that a typical Swiss manufacturer can save 25,000 liters of oil, which is equivalent to 6.2 tons of CO2 emissions annually.
Moreover, our innovation reduces manufacturing costs by 10%, cuts oil expenses by 90%, and frees up space for more production. Did you hear this? Our solution also cuts costs. And this is very important in an industry like this.
But Simon, this sounds like a perfect solution. Why isn't everybody doing this?
Great question, Benjamin. Current recycling methods can't return the same oil back due to contamination risks. Our system overcomes this by recycling on-site, delivering clean oil directly back to its source.
Our scalable approach will improve manufacturing and save 620,000 kilograms of CO2 annually after 4 years of operation, only capturing 0.3% of the Swiss market. We are already engaging with manufacturers, and we try to build our first focus group. Together, let's revolutionize manufacturing.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we are. The oil-back boys, the spinner, and the oil. There we are. What a trio that is. Right, let's hear what our jury felt about what they've just heard.
Yeah, please.
Oh, first, thank you. It was a very good idea. Thank you.
Thank you guys for the pitch. Very funny and clear. Just to be sure about the ICP, so you're selling back the oil to the one who gave it to you first, right?
Exactly. So we go to the manufacturer.
Yeah.
He gives us his metal chips, and we're gonna separate and sell the oil back on a value-based pricing to the manufacturer.
So the business model is based on service.
Exactly. Like this is the part of it, and we also get access to all the metal waste, which we can sell overboards to the metal like recyclers. So there are two parts to it.
Right. Thank you.
How use case specific is the technology? Because I'm wondering, like, how easily is it scalable, or do you need to adapt your system for each customer that you have? Like, what's going on there?
It's gonna work for each customer. It's just a little bit like the downside is we need to clean it if you have different types of material. This is clear.
That's my question a bit, right?
But
like how effortful is the customization for each of your customers?
Okay, we can use one machine for every customer. It's no problem.
It's a lot easier if you do it like in our way than have a stationary recycling station.
Yeah.
And with whom are you in touch already? You said you're talking to manufacturers.
Yeah. So my father owns a manufacturing company, so there's also the problem comes from, because it's where people can cut costs, and in this business it's very important to keep the margin to yourself and get a competitive edge. There are almost 1,000 metal manufacturers, customers in Switzerland alone. Looking at Germany, way more with the whole automotive industry. So we have good access to the network. We also have technology providers, which we already locked in, so we have good contacts to them as well. So if we want to start, we can go to them and say, we need a machine. Let's try this. Let's build our first MVP.
Another 50 seconds on the clock. Happy? Nothing to ask? No? Ladies and gentlemen, hands together once
Must
again
have been very
for
clear.
oil back. There we are. There we go. Don't forget, there we are. Take the oil. That's yours. I must say, I need the clicker. Have you got the clicker? Yeah, somewhere. Thank you so much. I am impressed. I have to say, while the jury put down their figures on what they've just heard, I'm impressed with two things. I have to say, number one, the first thing I'm impressed with is the quality of that salad spinner. I have never seen a salad spinner that spins so well ever. So that's the first thing. But the second thing, and I think you'll agree with me, is I'm impressed with what it takes to come up here and for many speak in front of so many for the very first time. Almost the audacity of these young people to stand here, share their big idea with so much confidence and so much expertise as well. So as you can hear, it's getting better every single minute. Right, let's move on now to our next big idea here on stage. Please welcome from the Ukraine, Unilupa.
It works, yeah. So, can you imagine going on vacation without booking app? You don't have any hotel pictures, no any reviews, and you generally don't have any clue about what you're going to do there. Most likely, you got disappointed, right? And around quarter million people in Ukraine only annually do probably the most influential decision in their lives in the same way, being blind. Global student dropout rate of around 30% clearly shows that. Well, in summary, you will lose brains, talents, and specialists. However, there is a way out. My name is Dmitro, and today I'm happy to introduce you UNILUPA. UNILUPA is an edtech startup that addresses these challenges by offering a platform with comprehensive universities information. We gather everything necessary with powerful filtering tools in one place, so no more need to scroll tons of inconvenient websites. However, career path and self-development, it obviously doesn't end in university, because it's equally important to have extracurriculars, take part in volunteering, internships, and seek your passion through various activities. That's why we also developed a technology for 3 million. We gained more than 30,000 views on YouTube. And we actually already developed a prototype for opportunities recommendations feed, but it's implemented in a chatbot currently. So during the next stage, we'll integrate this opportunities recommendations feed to the app and develop a community tab. So thus, more people in the world will be able to gain experience, will find their vocation, and on top of that, will be more satisfied with their future job and career. Initially, we're targeting 1 million users in Ukraine, but in our future vision, we aim to reach 8 million users across Europe. So UNILUPA basically is free for everyone, but to cover our operational expenses, it's obvious that we need additional sources of income. So that's why we're going to introduce premium subscription, which will focus on the most life-changing opportunities for users, specifically internships, scholarships, and grants. So we're stepping forward to the world of future with UNILUPA.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we are, UNILUPA. Fabulous, right, face the jury members there, and now they will ask questions about what they've just heard.
Thank you, Mitro. Thank you for your pitch. How will you ensure, first question, how will you ensure that the reviews are legit? And second question, how will you go from 1K users to 8 million users in the whole Europe?
Let's start from the first question. I want to ensure that I heard it right. How do we ensure that the information is correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so specifically in Ukraine, we work we cooperate with governmental institutions that provided us a basic database for general information about universities. And after that, we parse that information from internet and review it with our moderators. Okay, going to the second question, can you repeat it, please?
Yeah, how can you go from 1K users to 8 million users in the whole Europe?
Yeah, obviously that's not 1 year deal. We don't know how much time it will take, but a great source of attracting customers is just to announce about our app, about this opportunity through educational institutions. So because it's completely free, and when teachers, when those authorities tell in school or in universities that, hey guys, you can use this really useful application to find some new ways to introduce yourself, that will probably work out. Yeah, and actually a word of mouth, because students and youth tend to share some useful things with each other, so that's how it will work.
Right, thank you.
And what is your dream? Do you think your app will be the future Facebook, a new Facebook?
Yeah, we often get those
comparing with Facebook, but the case is that Facebook is focused on really diverse type of content, so it's not related to study, it's not related to academics, but on the other hand, UNILUPA is fostering education. We promote value of education and value of self-development and realizing humans' potential. So we're not going to become Facebook. We do not need billions of users. We need like millions of passionate users that strive to find their vocation, that strive to realize their potential and do bigger and bigger changes in the world.
Thank you. 8 seconds. I just had a question about ChatGPT, which is also free, where I find the information if I want to.
No, because those opportunities from organizations and universities, they have deadlines, so you should apply to that, because yeah, basically you can research universities through ChatGPT, through simple LLMs, but you can't ensure that this information will be correct, that it will be validated. So yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for UNILUPA. Well done. Fantastic. There we are. So again, as you listen to these big ideas here on stage in this category, and naturally the category a little bit later on as well, you hear something you like, you hear something that you're curious about, you hear something that you're intrigued about, you hear something that you don't agree with, and you'd like to challenge the people that have spoken about those ideas here on stage. Have a conversation with them, grab a coffee, grab a drink, and see where those conversations actually move forward as well. Right, so let's move on to our next big idea here on this stage. We go over to, where are we going now? Finland. Over to Finland, please. Hands together for Krishi Urate.
Right. Let me tell you about a time that we traveled to Nepal, where we met with the humble farmers in the region and learned about their struggles and pains. Nepal, a country with over 19 million farmers, a landlocked country, has over 70% of them with land less than 1 hectare, which means they grow their food to eat and sell at the market. To make things worse, a quarter of all that they produce is lost just because there's lack of cold chain infrastructure. So that means that they're losing food and lost revenue that affects the farmers' lives. And that brings us to our solution, and it's called Krishi Crate. Krishi Crate is an insulating bag designed to fit within the standard crate that the farmers already have. It uses insulating materials and PCM for passive cooling. So by giving farmers access to beginner-level cold chain means they have less lost produce and food stays fresher longer, which directly means more revenue and more time to negotiate prices at the market. We plan on selling the farmers a standard package, 5 crates, Krishi crates, for a price of €3 a month. This way the farmer can use our Krishi crates to transport everything to the market, or a community of farmers, which we approve of, can bring us the produce for a transaction fee, and we take it to the market, or we send them to small stakeholders such as restaurants and canteens. There's another opportunity as well. We could work with CSR initiative companies with ad space to create more revenue. Krishi Crate allows revenue coming in from subscription fees from the farmers, transaction fees, and CSR initiatives. And we plan on using our revenue and profits to help the community of farmers in the region. Right now, we want to work in Kathmandu because we've been there. We know the area, we know the farmers, we've conducted the interviews. But this idea can be scaled all across South Asia, from Bhutan to Myanmar to Vietnam to the Philippines, and so forth. So to cut it short, we believe Krishi Crates is an entry-level idea to get into the cold chain infrastructure with very basic and mature technology. And this is the team. Jimin, Wilma, Nina, Sheeta, and myself, as we're pioneering and we're looking for your feedback as we take this idea towards prototyping phase. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Crunchy Crates. And we are joined by more from the team of Crunchy Crates, I believe. I believe you're the team. You should be, yes. You're not just anybody who's just come on stage. Right, let's hear from our jury members about what they've just heard.
Great challenge, very interesting. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more? I didn't fully get, is it a rental model or you sell this? Because there's a monthly thing, but what is it?
Yes, so there's a subscription fee of €3 a month, and that also covers the reparations or replacement of crates.
So we give them the crates for free, and they pay it at a monthly subscription fee, like your Netflix, basically. You pay maybe €10 a month, they pay us €3 a month.
It didn't look too complicated to repair this thing, like.
It's a very simple, it's just fabric, insulating fabric that is woven together, and then PCM materials, which is called phase-changing materials for people who don't know. Yeah, so it stores energy in the form of cold or heat, and then releases it over time, enough to travel from point A to B, that's from the farm to the market.
Why not releasing this as an open source thing? Why charging money?
So the €3 a month covers basically just like the production of these bags and operational costs. So we want to create a model where it's very like low threshold access to cold chains. And yes, like the technology of course can be replicated. It's not going to be patented, for example.
Thanks for the pitch. I love the low-tech approach. Thank you. How can you elaborate on how you will distribute to all the farmers the crates?
Right. So right now we've already been to Kathmandu, so we know people in the region. So we've met with farmers. So we want to produce them and then distribute it to the farmers that we've met with. That will begin with the prototyping and then testing on site, and then from there we have to see how we take it forward. So we want to begin with that region that we've been to, and then take it forward from there.
So one of the interviews we conducted was with National Group Federation Nepal, National Farmers Group Federation in Nepal, and I think we have some good contacts there to help us out.
Right, thank you.
Did you test already the project?
So no, this is still at an idea stage. We haven't made a prototype yet, but that's something we would like to do next.
Okay, thank you.
This is an idea stage project. We're going to use the money from this to maybe even do prototyping, try different materials, and then even test it on site with the people we know over there.
And the need is verified. Just check, because I mean it sounds reasonable, but I don't know anything about Kathmandu.
Do you want to take it?
Yeah, because we developed this idea based on our field research. So we engage directly with farmers, local farmers, and as my peers already mentioned, with the Farmers Federation. So we already discussed about this, and also supported by our desk research. So that, yeah.
And I may add that there is, for larger scale industrial farms, there is cold chain, but not for this small scale.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Crunchy Crates. Well done, fantastic, there we are. So, thank you so much, wonderful. If you had to choose a winner right now, who would it be? Very difficult for me to choose, probably quite difficult for you as well. But again, you don't have to do this at all. This is the job of the people here on my left-hand side. However, again, remember this is the INNOVA Europe final. There's only one of these that happen once a year. It's the second one that's happening, I believe, as well. So again, you hear something, you see something, take a pic, share it within your networks, and again, spread the word of some of the great ideas that are spreading, that are happening, unfolding throughout this afternoon. Right, should we move on? Absolutely. Right, we have been to so many countries already. Now is the time to move over to Ireland. Please welcome to the stage Biofuel.
today, 2.2 billion people lack access to clean drinking water. And this has devastated consequences with millions of lives lost to waterborne diseases each day. Every day, according to UNICEF, every day 6,000 people die and 1,000 of them are children. Our product addresses Sustainable Development Goal 6, but clean water is actually a fundamental need which will address, and our product will address all the 17 SDGs indirectly. There is a big water crisis around the world, but at the moment, India as a country requires an urgent solution.
There are lots of water filtration devices out there and lots of technology, but the current best technology that we have that's sustainable is called bioremediation, and that uses naturally occurring bacteria that eat contaminants like heavy metals and nitrates. I'm a scientist and a subject matter expert on this, so I've done my PhD in this area, and I've also worked for the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization and published on this. The problem that we have with bioremediation is that these units are the size of a shipping container. And also they can cost about €100,000 to deploy. So what we've done is we've developed a low-cost, portable, personal water purification product, and we have designed the biofill. The biofill is a 2-liter plastic container. Contaminated water goes in the top. The first filter takes out particle matter. Then the second chamber is where the bioremediation happens. The bacteria eat the contaminants. And the third filter is a high-grade millipore filter, which removes the bacteria. So clean water is drawn out through the bottom.
Well, our product has a lot of impact. I mean, it has a superior technology, it has economic benefits, it provides social impact, and also it's ready to hit the market. Well, we already have partnered with 3 organizations in India. We have a manufacturing partner, we have a technology partner, we have a customer and distribution partner. So Banyan Nation is an organization that works with recycled plastics and will help us improve, produce these units. So the costing to produce these units will be somewhere around €2.80 for the first 10,000 units. And as we move up the scale of production, the price will be lowered. Coming to our team.
Rohit has significant experience. He's worked with the government of India in these kinds of initiatives.
And Christine has a PhD in bioremediation, and she's my classmate at MBA. We have a list of extinguished advisors on our board. And coming to the revenue model, it's divided into 3 parts. Number 1, below poverty line, where we'll sell this product to government and NGOs of the countries, and then they will in turn distribute these products to those who are in need. Second, low-income households. So these are the households who cannot afford RO purifiers in their houses. And the third is?
The third, we see enormous potential for this as a product that can be sold in the US, Japan, all over the world, in Europe, anywhere you see emergency response. So households could have this in their house as part of their emergency response kits, which would really help in things like the floods that we saw recently across Europe.
And as they say in India, Jal hai to kal hai, which means if there's water, then there's tomorrow. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Biofill.
Technology, because a shipping container is just too big. So the bacteria that are now available in India are much more efficient at ingesting and removing contaminants. So our flow-through tests estimate that a 2-liter container is probably the minimum size that we can go to. We can't make it any smaller than that, but yeah. So, and it's also sustainable because once there's water in the filter, it will keep filtering. Only if it dries out, then the bacteria will die.
Yeah, I've more been wondering about the specific use case. Here we see this lady, right, who's probably transporting water for a whole family, I assume. So how do you envision to get this to your to the users in what way?
So the major problem is that a lot of women and children, they travel miles and miles just to get the buckets of water for their household activities. So even with the water they get, it's not usable, it's not drinkable. So we want to create a household product so that even if they get the water in the buckets, they put it in our product, and then they get, we're not saying we are giving you a transparent water, but we are, making sure that all the contaminants that will lead to waterborne diseases will die, and you can actually have a drinkable water for yourself.
Okay, but distribution, I think distribution was your question. Yeah, we've partnered with the government of India, and actually Rohit has had a good conversation with with one of our partners. I think we skipped over that slide a little bit, but we've had a conversation with the director of the water sanitation department in India, and his reaction was, "We love your device," and they would take it and distribute it to those who cannot afford it. Those who can afford it would have to buy it, and we can produce it at €2.80 at the moment.
And there's one more thing. There was a list, I think they have got the presentation. There was a list of all the programs that they suggested us. We will tie up with them, and that's how the distribution will happen in India.
But we see worldwide potential as an actual product that people will buy in the Western world as well.
40 seconds on the clock. Last question.
Yeah, what are the alternatives today? How NGO distribute drinkable water to the people in need?
Currently, how NGOs distribute drinkable water, it's this large shipping container that only, you can't afford that many of them, and it's either at regional level or at village level. But it requires like a lot of money. They can cost up to €100,000 each. So it's a great technology, and it works, and it produces good drinking water. But women and children still have to carry it, because you can't have one in every village. You can probably have one in every region. So yeah, so it's about clean water. We have no lack of water, as we can see today in Paris. It's about clean water is the problem.
And just to add to this, the current alternatives are all these purifier water treatment plants. They are set up in the regions, but the problem is that they get clogged, and the iron inside, they get rot, and they are not actually benefiting those people. They're actually harming more. So what we want is that to create something which will not get clogged, which will not get rot. So we are using a bacteria, which is a living organism, which will, when it gets in touch with the water, it gets activated and clean the water.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Biofill. Well done. Fantastic. There we have it. So, Biofill walk away from the stage. We don't know if they will be a winner or not, but I can tell you one thing. If there was a prize for the best dressed picture on this stage, I would have to give it to you. I don't have it, I'm just imagining it, but it would probably go to you. You look like a man who's getting married, maybe, or going to a disco, and you're the bad guy on the door making sure people are coming in who should be coming in. Okay, nothing to say on that. Right. We'll find out a little bit later on. If there was a prize, we'd give it to him. Right. Let's move on now to our next big idea here on stage. Please welcome, we go over to Germany now. Back to Germany. Please welcome Riduko.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Hendrik, and I am an officially government-certified energy efficiency expert. Talking about energy efficiency, about 40% of global CO2 emissions come from the real estate sector. The EU and the UN know this, and that's why they've been putting in place, for example, SDGs 7, 11, specifically the reduction of the per capita environmental impact of cities, and also the EU, a bunch of regulation like the energy efficiency certificate on the real estate industry. With this, I want you to meet Thomas. Thomas is a CEO of a co-living operating company with about 1,200 student apartments under management, and he has to deal with all this regulation. And he knows that about 70% of the total energy consumed by his buildings goes into heating them. He knows from research that there are two ways to reduce this heating consumption. One of them is refurbishments, so swapping the windows, insulating the facade, but unfortunately that's super expensive and takes about 15-20 years to amortize. The second way, optimization, is about 90% cheaper, but the problem is that these individual optimization solutions are, first of all, currently highly individualized, and second, they're just super technologically complex at the moment. Now, Thomas is a CEO with a non-technical real estate background, so he's just honestly super frustrated, and he doesn't do anything to optimize his buildings currently. And Riduko is here to change that. because currently a new technology, a radio frequency standard, is establishing on the market. And that allows us to provide Thomas with an end-to-end solution to, first of all, analyze the energetic performance of his assets, then based on our proprietary algorithm, calculate the tailored optimization plan with specific optimization measures, and then fully integrate the entire solution with our partner solutions, with our partner providers. We worked super hard the past 6 months to actually bring this into an MVP that we developed ourselves. And the best part is Thomas actually exists, and he signed an LOI with us last week for our first paid pilot, and we have another paid pilot up in the pipeline to start in November in Berlin. Once these pilots are rolling, we want to forward the hardware and the installation process required through partners at zero margin for us, and we'll profit from a SaaS business managing the devices that are in the buildings with an 80% margin, gross margin. Our team consists of Caro, who has the experience in real estate and asset management, and myself. I have the experience in energy and building solutions from working 4 years at Bosch. And I don't know, if there's anyone who has ties to the real estate industry, then we'd be happy to talk after.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Reduco. There we are. The screams and the shouts from the front row. Clearly together there. Let's hear if there are any screams and shouts from our jury members.
So of course, it had to be Bosch. What else? Quick question though on the business model that I get advice. So I understand your main product is actually a SaaS solution, but you do have the hardware component. So what's going on there in that mix of business stuff?
That's what I said about the technology being a bit complicated. We only do the SaaS because what the hardware that we use is specifically smart thermostats, as we all know them from our homes theoretically, and then a gateway that is connected to the central heating system that talks to all the thermostats in the building essentially. These thermostats, however, they're basically already commoditized, but you need a management software which is based on that new communication standard for the devices to be able to talk to each other. So we provide that SaaS part, and we let the experts in the industry, like the big heating system companies, we let them do the hardware, and we integrate everything into our solution.
And the next step of your project?
Next step is clearly the execution of our pilot projects. We already have an MVP in place, actually in my apartment, and it works beautifully. We also have the SaaS app. It's at an MVP stage, but we built that and it works in a scalable way. So we want to integrate that. And the next step is founding the company, which is super expensive in Germany, which is what we use the money for.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And your target customers are like your guy you mentioned here, so people that own or operate multiple infrastructures, basically.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. Especially in the real estate industry, margins are very slim. And so if you want an asset manager, for example, to integrate in a solution, it can't just be sustainable, but it also has to pay off for them. And that's where the student housing component comes in, because they usually rent out their apartments at fixed prices. And so every save in energy cost that he has in his building is going directly into his net operating income. And then we also have plans to roll that out on the real estate industry with normal tenants. We have that covered as well.
60 seconds on the clock. All happy?
No.
I'm sorry.
So Bosch could do this. What sets you apart? Why you and not Bosch or whoever else? But they could do it.
First of all, big shout out to Bosch. I love Bosch. The problem is Bosch is a dinosaur. Bosch is a really big company that is really great at integrating and doing what they've done for the past 20 years. I studied at Bosch for 3 years, and my bachelor thesis was the business plan essentially for a PropTech spin-off that they started. And I worked at that spin-off for a year as well, but I just realized that they're not made for the whole startup world. And I've also realized the same thing for all the other big like heating company players on the German market. And so that's why we set off on the mission to do this software part ourselves, because we know that, like, we've shown ourselves at least that we can build this, and we have achieved a lot in the last 6 months, which I thought would have never been possible from my experience at Bosch. So, yeah, but still Bosch's great.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for our startup, our big idea rather, Reduca. They seem to like you for the man that mentioned Bosch 47 times in his pitch. Right. This is great. It's great. That's good. It's all good. It's all good. Right. This is where some of you already done it already. Put down your figures. Put down how you felt about what you've heard. Very shortly, we won't find out very shortly, but very shortly our jury members will walk off into an unknown, disclosed cave somewhere. Not yet. No, it's one in a moment. In a moment, once we've heard all this last startup, last big idea now, and then you go off and discuss, debate, and decide who you feel should walk away a winner. Right, we come on now to our last big idea of this category. Please welcome from Poland, Elevator.
Not sure how it works. Okay, I see. Okay, salut, and my name is Sarah, this is my friend Maria, and on behalf of my team, I present to you Elevate Her. Hi, meet Francesca. She's a 31-year-old mid-career professional living in Madrid. She's highly educated and ambitious, looking to build an exciting career. She has been... Let's look at the EU data alone, where almost 100% of businesses are small, medium enterprises, employing many female regulars. So, we target females aged 27 to 40 in regular positions. When it comes to location, we've built a network and are already collaborating within it, using it for word of mouth and organic growth. Let's transform your career in easy few steps, in case you feel burned out or stuck. First, pinpoint your frustrations, then set clear goals, and then receive a personalized roadmap. Unlock daily tips, immersive classes, real-world shadowing, and one-on-one mentoring to break through barriers. This isn't just a platform, it's your path to success.
So our site is all about simplicity with an intuitive interface. You enter, fill out a quick form, and voila! Your personal roadmap appears, guiding you step by step. Every step is easy and enjoyable. Additionally, by doing so, we tackle 4 relevant SDGs. They say that you're the average of 5 people that you spend the most time with. But perhaps you already have a few ones, but we'll make sure that you find the one that truly counts. So we've conducted a research by doing interviews, in-depth interviews and surveys with approximately 200 respondents, and the results were vastly positive. So let's speak numbers. Our B2B model is the main powerhouse behind the revenue, and as you can see from the financial data, that the idea is most likely to be profitable. So about our competition, although we're not the first company focused solely on women, we are the only one offering the personalized roadmaps with visual goal tracking by leveraging the human psychology to keep users on track. And let's see how our friend Fran is doing after 6 months with Elevate Her. So she has gained her new skills and strengths, boosting openness and confidence. So who's behind Elevate Her? Hey, that's us. Together, we're a force for change, inspired by women like Fran and so many others. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Elevator. Fabulous. Right, for the very last time of this session, let's listen now to our questions from our jury members.
So I love, like, the 5 people thing I teach to all of my students. I'm a big fan of that. It's so important. So what's exactly the business model? I didn't fully get that.
So it's basically about the subscription, as you can see. Well, there you have the B2C, and the B2B is the main source of financials.
Yes, basically we want to address the small and medium enterprises because there's a lot in Europe. There's like a huge blue ocean here that we can utilize for that. So that's why B2B, right? But then you also have subscription for like regular customers. Let's say you or me want to get mentored or like want to become a mentee, want to learn something because you want to transition to a, I don't know, business analyst as a senior, right? So you can have this B2C subscription, either pay like 35 euros or like just annually 300 with a discount. And that's how it works. Yeah.
Quite simple.
Did you test that price?
Yes, we did. So what we did benchmarks. For example, we compared to like what Skillshare is doing or like what other platforms are doing and try to kind of make a competitive edge by, you know, offering a little bit more discount that they do.
So the B2B is a very different thing than the B2C. So I assume you did the test, the 200 people were with B2C?
That was B2C. Yeah. Some of them have companies which are in Europe or like all over the world. And they also were speaking sometimes from the perspective of the business owners. But mostly we did interview the B2C customers.
But what would be the value prop to the business owners, the B2B model?
So the biggest value that an employee can give the companies when they actually on the senior level position, because their autonomy is they can do whatever they supposed to do without without the help from others. So if we can help these companies, the small businesses, medium businesses, to train their employees to become quicker, the senior executives, they will be more efficient.
Moreover, if I can add something, that right now the big corporations and the people that they employ, they feel burnout really quickly. And that's the support that we leverage the psychological support, that you will have a person that will go hand in hand with you, step by step, show you everything, and you will feel that you are supported by someone and not just left alone.
Actually, if I can build on that. So when you're talking about the corporations have the problem because of the burnout, because people drop out. They just come, stay maybe for a year, maybe even for 3 months, and they drop out. And then you need to go and garner in new employees, right? Maybe if we can make them, feel empowered again, maybe if we can fulfill their whole potential, maybe they will stay in the company for longer. So that's also.
Do you have any success story to share, a woman, a company?
Okay, so about the company?
The woman, the Fran.
The women. Okay, so yeah, the Fran exists. Also exists, there's a girl named Francesca. So she's from Iceland, actually now in Shanghai. And this idea had a little bit other edge at the beginning. But what we helped Francesca do is we connected her with other girls in this network because she was supposed to work in the Shanghai, right? She started as a junior, actually. And so we connected her with like other girls who like gather her, like help her, became her mentors to succeed for Francesca to succeed in whatever she was doing in Shanghai right now. She's actually PhD and working.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Elevator. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Just pop it on the table there, just pop it on the table. Right, guess what? Believe it or not, we have just experienced altogether nine different big ideas here on this stage. You've listened to them, I've listened to them, and naturally our jury members have as well. And this is where very shortly our jury members, they will leave and they will go off and discuss, debate, fight. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to come back a little bit later on with the results, and we'll find out in the second part of this afternoon who is going to walk away a winner. So before they leave, please, hands together for our jury members, for Jan, Catherine and Nicola, who've given up their expertise, but more importantly, giving up their time as well. So thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do right now, we are going to have a very short and sweet break. 10 minutes, a chance to have a drink, a chance to stretch your legs. But remember, if you've enjoyed a little bit of what you've heard already in this session, we're going to do it all over again in the next session. And remember, I'll be sharing with you here on this stage, 15-minute session all about pitching behaviors, tips and tricks and advice on how you can actually take your pitching game to the next level. So join us back here, INNOVA Europe 2024 in 10 minutes time.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. IO. Music licensing reimagined.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin just in a couple of moments, so keep your coffees in your hand, take a seat, and we'll get cracking very, very shortly. Take a seat, and then we can get going with the second part of INNOVA Europe 2024.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin and kick off this next session, but we need certain things for this session. Naturally, we need the people that are pitching. If you are pitching, please join me on my right, on your left. If you are pitching in this next category, come and join us here on my right-hand side over there. We also have, as you can see on the stage already, we have our jury members, the people that will decide the fate of these startups and who walks away a winner of this category. But we need one other thing, a very, very important thing indeed, and that is you. We need you to take your glasses, grab your drinks, your cakes, put them in your mouth, whatever you want to do with it, just come across, take a seat, get comfy, and then we can begin this next session. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rising Star category. So Rising Star category, this is quite different from our last category. This is all about teams that are already startups. They're already teams that have gelled together. They're already on their way forward. Their ideas are unfolding, they're developing, and they're moving forward in the right direction. We are about to hear on this stage right now 6 different big ideas. 6 different startups, big ideas on this stage. Again, to you, to me, and to our jury members as well. At the end of this, a little bit later on, when we have the award ceremony, we will find out who walks away a winner, certainly of our previous category and this category as well. And again, you might be wondering, what do the winners, or the winner of this category certainly, walk away with? I'll tell you right now, 20,000 euros and a year's incubation in one of the 9 partner schools school incubators of their choice. They can choose to accelerate their growth and move forward with their projects. So again, whoever wins this this category here, in 1 year, if we jumped 1 year into the future, I'm sure we would see a big difference with the growth, with the development, and also with the ideas they're moving forward to as well. I'm intrigued as much as you are, really, to hear and experience these ideas right now as much as you are. So our jury members here on my left-hand side, co-founder and managing partner of Ring Capital, Mr. Geoffroy Bragadier. Geoffroy in the center there, thank you. Head of Open Innovation at BNPP, Marie Maffre. There we are. Together with Geoffrey and Marie, we also have Head of Partnership at Ashoka, Yann Perrin. Yann, there we are. You know the drill, you know how it works. You certainly know the drill and how it works. I do as well, and I'm sure our startups as well. Again, it's never easy. It's never easy standing on a stage in front of strangers, sharing your big idea, just hoping that you spark that curiosity to help a conversation move forward. But in this instance, to spark the curiosities of our jury members to walk away a winner. So I'm sure, as you've been doing already, you'll show your appreciation and your support in welcoming always to the stage. Right, so our first startup, please welcome from Spain, Tribe Grown.
Namaste. India alone is home to over 700 tribal communities, representing a population of 120 million people. And these communities come with deep agricultural knowledge derived from the past. Yet, despite this, thousands of tribal people migrate to cities, leaving behind their land, culture, and tradition, eroding the roots of their tribal communities. Also, 70% of tribal households earn less than $1 a day due to lack of market access, economic marginalization. This is where TribeGrown steps in. We empower India's tribal farmers by providing them with tools and training to improve their livelihood. And here how we do it. We teach them modern regenerative agricultural practices to grow better crops and help get the high yields. Additionally, we help them earn more by providing them innovative solutions in allied sectors like wild honey harvesting and livestock management. But our impact doesn't stop here. TribeGrown acts as a bridge between tribal farmers and urban markets, and where demand for ethical chemical-free products is all-time high. By efficiently eliminating intermediaries, we make sure that tribals earn a fair compensation while providing high-quality, traceable products to the consumers. India's organic food market is worth $2 billion, and we are targeting just 2% of this market share. Our potential for growth is immense, both within India and globally. Let me give you a glimpse of our journey. We started with just 10 tribals in 2021, and today we proudly work with over 4,000 tribal people, 45% of these being women. Out of these tribal farmers, we have working with TribeGrown, these tribal farmers have seen an annual income growth of 25%, and we aim to take this to 50% in next 3 years. Our direct-to-consumer market revenue have reached over $50,000, and with INNOVA Europe support, we are ready to scale our impact, reaching over 10,000 more farmers and growing our revenues to $1.5 million in next 2 years. We invite you to join us in this journey. Together, we can keep traditions alive while building a sustainable and prosperous future for both tribals and consumers alike. this is our team. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Tribe Grown. Fantastic. Right. Let's hear now from our jury members about what they've just heard. It works? It works? Just talk.
Many thanks for your pitch. Very interesting, very impactful. My main question is, how did you manage for the scale stage for the first years of developments?
Yeah, so initially we started with training the tribal people, and it was difficult because it's a language barrier. They don't know the local the common language. So we had to find out some person from the village who can speak the common language, and then we have to convince them. Also, it was very difficult to convince women because they were not working before. So we had to conduct different meetings, take our agri experts to them, and then after convincing, we started with 1 and 2 villages, and this is like network effect. Seeing their peers improving their livelihoods, tribal started joining us. And on the revenue side, we initially started because we had their produce, so we started by helping them to connect with different markets, and then we started our brand, Tribe Grown, and we are now helping the tribals with our brand.
It's a huge market. How do you plan to get your customer?
So with e-commerce, because we are mostly planning on direct to customers, so e-commerce, and we are planning to grow to B2B as well, and corporate gifting, and also adding different new products within India first, and then the global market is also there, and we are working on that import-export regulations for these.
And do you have already partnerships for that?
Yeah.
In India?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question. When you try to transform a farm to regen ag, it requires some investment. Even if it produces better crops in the future, how do you bridge the gap of investment you need to transform a farmer and its farm into regen ag?
Yeah, so initially we started it as a project, and then we are also working with Indian government. We got the grant from Ministry of Agriculture from India, and also incubation from one of the incubator in India. So we are using that incubation and grant for the completely for the tribal trainings and.
And is this scalable?
Yes, this is scalable because only in India, if we see, as I mentioned, there are 120 million tribal people, and globally there are more than 5,000 tribal communities, and which represents 476 million people, and cultural erosion is a global issue currently. Though we are growing in technologies, but we have to remember that food is the basic need of human. So we have to, and these are our food experts since centuries.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Tribe Grown. Well done. Congratulations. Just put the microphone on there. That's right. Thank you so much. So there we have it. There's our first, off you go. There's our first startup. And for me, nothing. Right. Anyway, right. Right. If I was a jury member, you wouldn't get much. Right. Because of that. Right. Hey, again, this is the first one of this category. Is it a winner? I don't know. You don't know. We don't know at this stage, but we will a little bit later on. Let's move on now to our next big idea, next startup of the Rising Stars category, our second category of INNOVA Europe 2024. Please welcome to the stage from France, Weathermind.
Hi everyone, super excited to be here today. I'm Mehdi, co-founder and the CEO for Weathermind, and obviously our mission is to help accelerate insurance payout so that victims can rebuild their lives faster after those events. Climate change has brought up new operational challenges to insurers, with rising volumes of climate-induced claims, usually concentrated in short time frames, leading to peaks of activity, and usually highly heterogeneous in nature and in severity. And since insurers rely on human experts to go inside, investigate the damages before processing the payout, it leads today to huge operational bottlenecks. It's up to 2 years that the homeowner have to wait before getting a settlement after drought, up to 6 months following hail and storm. That's why we've decided to digitize and automate as much as possible this process of damage assessment. What we do is that we scan all incoming claims, we identify then the simplest of them. It's up to 70% of the volumes that we can then process end-to-end with our AI. And for the 30-40% remaining, obviously we prioritize human intervention so that the victims are taken care of as soon as possible. To do so, we leverage pictures taken by the homeowners themselves through our self-care digital journey that we then process through AI to actually assess the severity of it. Basically, we have 3 modules. First one of computer vision that will detect and qualify the damages visually based on the pictures. Second one, predictive, that will tell the root cause and the severity level. And third one, that will generate a report so that the settlement decision is as understandable and acceptable as possible for the homeowner. What it brings to insurers, it's the ability to deliver a better service at a low cost. Better service because cycle times are reduced from 6 months on average to less than 3 days. Low cost because they pay 500, 600 euros per claim today. With our solution, it's down to 150-ish. And obviously, we're able to detect most of the fraudulent or opportunistic behavior. Today, we're post-loss, which means that we come after the natural disaster, that allow us to bring faster repair, and also to gather data and knowledge that make us understand a little bit better what makes a specific house more or less vulnerable to a specific natural disaster. And we see that the opportunity and the big challenges are also on the risk part. So we intend to leverage this vision to help insurers set up targeted prevention activities with a real business case behind it. Finally, on the team, we're a team of 5, almost 6 today, with complementary backgrounds in insurance, climate tech, and AI, and mostly AI engineers for the rest of the team. And around us, we have several former execs from the insurance world to help us accelerate our go-to-market. That's it. Happy to answer your question.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Weathermind. Wonderful. Right, over once again over to our jury members, and let's hear what they feel about what they've just heard.
Can you tell us where you are standing now? Do you have already clients or parks or?
Yeah, so we've had several tests on historical data because insurers usually need to get the trust on the reliability of the AI. So that's already done, and now we're launching our first live claim processing with real customers. So 2 insurers actually are trusting us for the upcoming subsidence or drought-induced damages season, which is our first case study. And obviously we have a full stack today product that is live, so the AI, but everything that lies also around it, from the digital journey to collect the data, and we're working on the integration to the insurers as well.
Thanks so much. It's very interesting. I understand very well the add value for the customers and the insurers. And what is the impact on society? As it's one of the
Yeah, very concretely, as I mentioned, today homeowners have to wait 6 months before getting a yes or no, and before getting actually someone on site to see them. With our solution, we're able to reduce the cycle time. So if it's a no, the person can move on, I would say, faster, and with a thorough explanation of why it's a no, so it's not a severe case. And most importantly, for the most severe cases, we're able to prioritize them, because today claims are dealt with the order they come at. With our solution, they're dealt with depending on their severity and on the precarity of the situation in which the victim is. That's, of course, for the post-loss. It will be more obvious even for the pre-loss once we expand there.
I have the same question, but I want a shorter answer. If you had to pick one impact KPI of your business, what would it be?
For us, it's quite simple. It's the number of claims that we process, because behind it's people that we help.
Okay, thanks.
50 seconds on the clock. Are you all happy? All happy? No more questions? All good? You've got everything you need. We've got everything we need, and you certainly as
Thank
well.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Weathermind. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Right, we move on swiftly to our next big idea on this stage right now. Please, a warm round of applause from the Ukraine, Solar Optic.
Can I ask you to close your eyes for a second? That's how you will feel inside a pretty normal warehouse in Europe if you turn off the light. No window, no light, darkness. And to replace this darkness with light, businessmen like Mr. Schwartz was paying 20,000 euros per year to illuminate his 1,000 square meter warehouse. But after the increase in the mandatory carbon tax and the prices for electricity, he needs to pay 3 times more next year. This will force him either to fire his employees or increase prices for his services. The solution is solar optic. It is a deep tech system which guides the sunlight inside the building and saves up to 80% of electricity consumption, which goes for the illumination. So how do we do this? We concentrate the light on the surface of the lens. The light is guided via transparent polymer cables, and with a diffusion model, we distribute the light inside the rooms. Currently, we are at the TRL number 5. Our IP rights are protected and the company is established. Warehouses would be the perfect market entry, as logistic business is in need and ready to pay for the energy-saving solutions. We calculated that overall market of industrial buildings in EU accounts more than 100 million square meters, which is around 200 billion euros of opportunity. And there are only 2 companies in the world which produce this similar solution, but for the different markets. And our novelty is that we use lightweight and recyclable materials in our production. We are integrating solar optic into existing illumination system, and we have a concept which allows us to produce technology faster and cheaper. And when we illuminate 100 average size warehouses in Europe, we will be able to save more than 7,000 tons of CO2 emissions and 6 million kilowatt hours of electricity yearly. This amount of power will be enough to supply the city of Paris for the 1 full day. We are proud of our traction. We made a lab test which proved the efficiency of technology. We received customer letter of intent from Berlin partner. We were featured by European Commission and recognized by the Innovator Award. And we are the team of mechanical engineers and energy-saving experts. Our CTO has experience on implementing energy-saving solutions into industrial facilities, and our mentor is the professor from Berlin University who supervised hardware startups before. Currently, we are preparing for our first proof of concept in Germany. We will install 3 solar optic modules which will illuminate 300 square meters. And for this, our ask is 20,000 euros, the half of which will be spent for the R&D, quarter for the certification, and the rest for the marketing and attraction new customers. Of course, we want to build profitable business in Europe, but our main goal is to illuminate European infrastructure with energy-efficient solar optic light. Help us to do this, and let's illuminate Europe together.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Solar Optic. There we are. There's a wave of screams from the back there. Let's hear if there are any screams from our jury members.
Thank you for your pitch. Could you give us more detail about your pricing model?
The pricing, sorry. So we have 2 profitability models of our technology. First is the direct sales. We will sell 1 module for 1,500 euros, which can illuminate 100 square meters. And the second is distribution via partners, which could be the sustainable development companies and building contractors.
And what's the margin in each case?
So for the direct sales, the margin is 150%. Via distribution via partners is 120%.
And can you store energy with it?
Sorry?
Technically speaking, can you store energy with when it concentrates in the lens?
For now, with our prices, with our pricing model, this technology will only directly guide the sunlight. But we can install more like small PV panel, which can store the energy and also illuminate the warehouse during the night.
So right now, it needs to be hybrid with...
It is a hybrid system, yes.
Yeah.
And have you already been working on your indirect channel? Is it live? Working with partners?
We received customer letter of intent from Berlin Partner. This is Association of the Warehouses and Industries in Germany. We need to perform the first proof of concept, and then we will get the orders from the customers.
And you said that there is only 2 players in this market. Why?
Could you repeat, please?
You said that there is 2 only players in this market. Why?
Yes, there is a Swedish company and a Japanese company. They are more expensive in the production, so one module would cost for them around 80,000 euros. So they more concentrate on the luxury segment, like offices, schools, luxury apartments. We want to have the mass production and to allow the industrial infrastructure also to use this type of technology.
And without revealing any secret, can you tell us what does your patent covers?
The patent covers the hybrid system itself. So we have the special sensor which measures the light intensity, and then when there is a need of more light, the controller will be connected with artificial light and add, for example, 20 or 30% to the existing illumination. And we also use the polymer optic cables, not the fiberglass. These are more flexible and they are more cheaper with production, and they also recyclable.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Solar Optic. Well done. Again, once again, another bold, another significant idea, big idea that's one step at a time changing the way that we do things and changing the way we live as well. Right, let's move on now to our next big idea of the Rising Stars category. Please welcome to the stage right now from Ireland, Sanamed. I do apologise. It's not Ireland. Very similar flag. Italy.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hamza Sviti, co-founder of Sanamed. And let me start this by saying that we all know the definition of digitalization, but here's what you've really missed about the actual mayhem that it has caused in the medical sector. Starting by 3 main stakeholders that were severely impacted. First ones are doctors, and they lose a minimum of 4 hours per day looking for information within electronic health records or generating them. Second ones are hospitals or clinic managers, and with the time wasted by doctors, it's even more money lost, let's be honest. And on top of that, when they want to make some use out of the available data, they end up buying and investing in some softwares that are not even used by the doctor. So it's more time and money wasted. And last ones are the patients. And I want you to imagine this with me. Imagine something really bad happening to you far away from home, and the doctors in front of you do not have a clue about your medical history. How are they going to make a fast and secure decision? Because the bomb is ticking. So my question here is, why did no one think about solving all of these problems? Because today you are one Sanamed click away to do it, because the AI becomes your assistant, and all of this can be done through an all-in-one AI SaaS-based model that is easily integratable with any IT system, can hold other softwares or hardware startups through APIs, and comes with a very affordable price. 4 main features. The first one is to give doctors instantaneous Google-alike research within electronic health records. Second one is to have an automated dashboard where the doctors can monitor the KPIs, important one for their patients. And the third one is to generate electronic health records in record time, seconds. And finally, to have a secure communication channel for doctors. All of this through a user experience-friendly platform. Now, we aim to help society improve these 4 sustainable goals. First one is to have a society with good health and well-being, to improve the infrastructure for innovation, to have a decent work environment for doctors, and finally, to foster partnerships for even bigger goals. Our market is very wide, starting by the European market through Italy and France, and going to other countries that showed interest in what we are doing. Morocco, UAE, and Saudi Arabia, and finally, China. We have, like any business on earth, we have some competitors, but we made sure to differentiate ourselves on the automated dashboard feature, and the goal here is to save lives. So we have even more allies than competitors. All of this was brought to you by a multidisciplinary team composed by a senior radiologist, Dr. Alessio, which is a director of 2 big hospitals in Milano, Chiara Fraddini, which is a law and consultant for and business consultant for startups, Professor Mohamed El Ghabi, a senior data scientist and director of mathematical department in prestigious engineering school. One of them is Le Pont. And finally, me and Fatim Zahra, the co-founders of Sanamed and double degree engineering students in Centrale Supélec and Politecnico di Milano that we are representing today. Thank you for your time, and we are open for funding. And you can come for funding or for your feedback. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Sanamed. Right, once again, over to our jury members. Let's hear how they felt about what they've just heard.
Many thanks, very interesting and very promiseful. Just one question related to data protection, because when you deal with medical data, you need to make sure you can handle this in a secure way and in a lot of regulation and norms. I know Italy market, but in France at least. How do you deal with it?
So for your question, thank you first of all for your remark. So for the data, we are starting. Our model was trained on Moroccan data. So because in Morocco we can handle data without complete privacy or GDPR compliance, and then we will start in. We are starting in France and Italy, as we have some collaborations with some clinics that's offered to do some kind of collaboration to test our solution on their patients' health records. So this is how we are going to deal with the training of the model into the data for the Google-like search. And then after that, with our GDPR compliance certificates, we are going to move forward and then providing SaaS, which is GDPR compliant for all, like Europe, and then all with Europe, and then also being capable to be adaptable to each country, because as you said, in Italy and France it's not the same. In Italy it's region, and in France it's without the whole country. So yeah, we are doing that. Thank you.
Can you tell us who are your clients? How do you get to them? And how much do they have to pay for the service?
So our clients are mainly hospitals and clinics, and then also individual doctors. So for the individual doctors, we have been in touch with nearly 35 individual doctors in Morocco and as well as France. And for our hospitals and clinics, it's mainly Policlinico di Milano in Italy and Hôpital de PHP in France. And for getting in touch with them, it's mainly through networking, through social platforms, as well as our team, which is composed by a doctor and with also other advisors, which were in from the beginning of our startup, really helpful in the networking and advertising of our startup in the healthcare sector.
On the patient side, how does it work? Have you developed an app or something like that?
So the patient doesn't have the access to the SaaS. It's mainly for doctors and for hospitals. So it's just like when you are a doctor and your user is in there, you have entered his EHRs or e-health records within the platform. Like every doctor which uses the platform has the same patient's medical history. So to respond to what Hamza said before about the urgency, any doctor can have your medical health records within seconds. So, but the patient doesn't have an access to the platform.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Sanamed.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well done. Pop that over there. That's right. Wonderful. There we are again, speeding through swiftly through these big ideas here on stage. They share their ideas with you. They walk off, and our jury members, they are again, some are poker faced, have no idea what is going. I won't look. There's some figures on there. What do they all mean? We'll find out later on, making sense of that when they come back, and we'll find out who those lucky, I say lucky, it's more well-deserved winners on this stage of each of the two categories. Let's move on to our next. Not yet. Right. Let's move on. Let's move on to our next startup. Please welcome from Germany, EV Charging.
The democratization of electric mobility must be aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And this requires resilient and sustainable charging infrastructure that are easy to use and also implies socially inclusive urban charging networks that support that cars can be that cars with the smaller batteries can be, as the number of cars with small batteries increases, it becomes more relevant, and as well as with the number of, this requires, so I'm Paulo Cruz from EV Charging. So it requires resilient and sustainable urban charging infrastructures for electrical vehicles that are sustainable, viable, and manageable to operate. It also implies socially inclusive urban charging networks that requires. So I'm Paulo Cruz from EV Charging, and we have a solution to push this alignment. So a new vision for urban charging is needed as the number of cars with smaller batteries increases and more drivers cannot charge at home or at the office. So the good news are there is a smart approach to solve these challenges and developed a fast, flexible, and efficient charging infrastructure that is easy to use. EV Charging proposes a system where 10 parking places can be sequentially charged using only one fast charger. After charging one car, the system charges the next one automatically without any human intervention. The driver parks his car, he plugs it to the system. Even if other cars are already plugged, he gets a charging slot and he can leave the parking facility. So EV charging is bringing a unique combination of charging speed and flexibility to urban charging as a result from having specifically developed a fast charging system for cities. We have a B2B and B2C business model supported by a network of partners for the system installation and maintenance. One-time hardware and software setup revenues are complemented with recurring revenues from charging station fees. EV Charging has a team with complementary skills with almost 90 years of combined work experience. We were founded in Düsseldorf. We have presented a prototype at Power to Drive Fair in Munich, and we have validated the concept with real EVs in a laboratory in Germany. Currently, we are working on a pilot project in Portugal, together with Galp, the Portuguese oil company, and the city of Matosinhos in Porto. So EV charging maximizes the number of cars charged per charger. It makes reservation of charging slots possible, and it fits diverse drivers' profiles, from 30 minutes to 10 hours parking. Besides, it minimizes the waiting time to plug a car to a system, and it puts less pressure to take the car out immediately after charging is finished. So, in a nutshell, EV charging fosters high utilization rates, optimizing the return on investment. Thank you for your attention. Merci de votre attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, EV Charging. Well done. Once again, the cheers and the screams. A wave of cheers and screams. Let's hear from our jury members about what they've just heard.
Hello, thank you for the presentation. That kind of business seems to me very capital intensive. How do you plan to finance the installation of all this stuff around Germany or Europe?
So our business model is not to install the systems ourselves. So we manufacture the systems and we sell it to charge point operators to install them. So we are not investing the money on the systems ourselves. However, we are also considering offering a leasing model which will be more capital intensive. And for this, we are working also on a seed funding process to have this kind of possibility. But for now, it's just, for example, we have bootstrapped until now from our investment and the prices we got some startup competitions. And it is, for now, it was possible to manufacture a system, a pilot project for validating our solution.
Okay, so I guess you're looking for money now. So
Yeah,
how much, and what would be the next milestone?
So we are looking for 2 million euros. We need to build a production facility. For now, we are working with a partner, so we are buying space and we are buying manpower, but we want to together with this partner to create our own production facility. And of course, we need money also to hire more people.
All happy? All happy? Yes, you are. Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for EV charging. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Right, let's move on now to our next big idea here on the stage at INNOVA Europe 2024. Please welcome from Poland this time, Talk GPT.
Hi everyone. We are TalkGPT. I want to share a very personal story of mine. I have been living in 3 different countries, and every time I try to learn the local language. However, every time I fail to learn the local language because most of the language learning apps are focused on too much on vocabulary and grammar. Despite my best effort, every time I failed, I completely lost, frustrated, and disconnected from the local people. Additionally, there are lots of immigrants and refugees also need to learn the language to find a job. Also, all the language learning apps are super boring at not engaging at all. So that's why we created TalkGPT. Using our app, users can speak any language out loud from the day one. Also, we have and we design our app to make a more gamification way. So people basically will play with the character. And we have thousands plus gameplay scenario where people speak in a different language and play in real life scenario. And that's how they build their confidence and speak the language fluently. Our app interface is very simple and very easy to use. Just pick your character, drive into the gameplay, and play with it. We already have 230 beta users, and we are very proud to say they have been using our app at least for 1 hour. And we already partner with more than 15 plus offline English learning communities. Everyone has a desire to learn a new language. While there is a couple of big names in this space, however, none of them have been able to successfully teach their conversation skills to their users. The language learning market is really big and it's growing every year. And we are aiming to capture $100 million market over the next 5 years. Our business model is very simple. It's a monthly subscription-based model, and we have as well as enterprise model for universities, college, and businesses. And our go-to-market strategy is very strong, and we already proven that to acquire our customer, it costs less than $1. And we already created a lot of good content and already published on social media, and we already got really great feedback. And we are really proud of our teamwork. We are seeking for raise $2 million to advance our AI capabilities, enhance storytelling features, and add more gamifications to the app for our users. And we are aiming to acquire 100K active users over the next 1 year. Our team is very diverse. Our team from Poland, Ukraine, and Bangladesh, and has a very diverse skill sets. And all of these people who we are working right now have faced this problem, and we deeply understand the problem and deeply understand the problem and know that how to solve it for the users to become them a global citizens. Now, who want to become a part of the global citizen with us and helps 1 million people to learn a new language?
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Talk GPT.
Also, if you guys are interested, I can show you the live demo.
Not right now. What we're going to do right now, we are going to go over to our jury members and we're going to listen to what they feel about what they've just heard, asking you some questions.
Hi. Thank you for your pitch. How many users do you have at a time?
230 users right now.
In which country?
We have from Poland and Ukraine.
Many thanks for the pitch, very interesting. Just one clarification question.
Yes, sure.
Can you talk to the solution, right? And
yes.
So it translates it and then it corrects you, right?
Yeah, so basically, let me, oh, sorry.
Not to make mistake.
Back. Sorry. Ah, okay. Okay, so you have to pick a character, and that character have a different voice, accent. You can even pick it and personalize it, and then you have to select the gameplay, like what type of role play you want to play. It could be in social, it could be in anything, and then there has a difficulties level of the gameplay. Like first, you have to learn the basics, like building sentence, words, and vocabulary, and then ongoing process, you will be able to speak fluently with this AI learning assistant. Basically, it will give you the feedback instantly and correct you and help you, like if you don't want to pronounce some words correctly, and then give you the feedback. And of course, you can also challenge your friend and see who is the best in the speaking.
And you're aiming a B2C?
Yes, we are B2C and also B2B for universities, college, and like businesses, corporate.
When you did map the competition on the other slide, as you said, there are really big names on it, earning a lot of money. Did you reach out to see how they were going with shifting their business model to AI?
Yes, so they're also trying to adapt this AI technology. However, the way we are doing it, it's completely different because they have only this role play. Like you can just talk with the AI. You can also do it with the ChatGPT. But our approach is completely different. Our focus is to push the users from the day one to speak out loudly, even the single word, and then slowly build up this grammar and vocabulary and sentence building thing. And we're also adding like lots of like marks and retentions to the users, so then they can get the motivation to learn the language and they can challenge their friends and everything.
And last question: do you have? Can you revert to the team slide? Do you have teachers in your team or?
Well, right now we are a student from Kosminski mostly, and yes, we have planned to work with linguistic teachers because we want to make the gaming story everything like well documented and well storytelling, where that user can learn from the basic to advanced and everything. Yes, of course, for that reasons we are looking for funds so that we can get the consultant, and of course we need to set up the company and the law and everything.
All good? All happy? Yes, you are. You seem happy. You're happy as well. And our pinchers are happy as well. Please, ladies and gentlemen.
And I would like to take 1 more minute because it's less than 100 seconds. I want to show you the live demo.
Well, the thing is, you've got 20 seconds to go on this. I'll give you 20 seconds. Go for it.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Just to make it fair and square for everybody, obviously.
So this is the home screen of our app. So there has a couple of characters right now, and then, as in I'm in Paris right now, I want to talk with a tour guide because I don't have enough time to sightseeing and everything, and I want to learn French. So let's talk with my assistant. So it's running right now.
I'm your travel tour guide and language learning assistant. What language would you like to practice today?
Hey, Melissa. Since I'm in Paris, I want to learn French.
Oh, I wish. Sadly, I don't speak French yet. But here's the exciting part: my developers are going to INNOVA Europe, held at Station F in Paris, to raise funds so I can learn French and maybe even more languages. I'm really hoping the judges and investors will love me and help my developers with mentorship and funding.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for Talk GPT.
Thank you, everyone. And if you want to try this app, please come to me. You can just play with it. It's already available, and you can play with around it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. There we are. Right, ladies and gentlemen, hands together for our last picture there, Talk GPT. Right, so what have we done? We've just listened to 6 big ideas, 6 different ideas, all very diverse, all very impactful as well. Are you popping that there? Yes, you are, right. 6 big ideas on this stage. I don't have to choose a winner. You don't have to choose a winner. But my friends here on my left-hand side, your right-hand side, they will, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, please, hands together for our jury members who've given up their expertise, but most importantly, their time. Geoffrey Brigadier, Marie Maffre, and Yann Perrin. Thank you so much. You'll join, away you go. You'll join us a little bit later on. That's right. Thank you so much. Right, so what happens now is, while our jury members are off, they go off. We don't know where they go, off to a dark place, a place hidden away somewhere in a dark room, maybe not dark, but a room that's enclosed and nobody can get in there. They will discuss, debate, fight it out if they have to find out who walks away a winner of this certain category. But before we do that, we've got 2 things coming up. I'll be speaking a little bit later on, a short and sweet 10 minutes of your time, helping you with ideas, pitching behaviors to help you take your pitching to the next step forward. But what we're going to do right now, we jump into the world of empowerment and inclusion. Please welcome to the stage right now, President of Ring Capital, International Executive Consular Judge, former French Minister for Equality between Women and Men, Diversity and Equal Opportunities. Please welcome Elizabeth Moreno.
Good afternoon. How are you doing? Don't tell me that you're sleeping, because I came with tons of energy. I know you have had a super busy day, but the topic we're going to address right now is so exciting. And just before I start, for some reasons, when we speak about empowerment and inclusion, we immediately think about no, okay, so we're going to do it again. When we speak about empowerment and inclusion, we speak about women. Like if men didn't need to be empowered, which is true. They think they don't need to be empowered. The speech I have prepared for you today is obviously based on my experience of empowerment, be it in the public world, in the private world, in NGOs, and all the roles of leadership I have had. You will see that I will speak a lot about women, indeed, and I will share a lot of data about women. But I'm so grateful to see so many men in this room, because I want you to know that there is no way we can win this battle of women empowerment without you, gentlemen. So please pay attention from the first word to the last one. I want to say how privileged I feel to be with you this afternoon here in Station F, the largest startup campus in the world and a playground for innovation, where let's say that every dream and ambition ideas collide in the best way possible. And if Station F feels like a family, then we have Roxane Varza to thank for that. She's the managing director. She's not just leading with vision. She's balancing the many hats of being a leader, a mother, a wife, and a friend. It's the kind of multitasking that makes most of us wish we had at least 4 hands and 48 hours in a day. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because when we speak about women empowerment, we tend sometimes to forget that we are asking for women to be as empowered as men are, but we sometimes forget that they have on their shoulders much more responsibilities to handle than some men. Not going to generalize. I know many men are now putting their hands on many stuff that women used to hold alone. But the reality is, when we speak about empowerment, about men empowerment and women empowerment, we do not speak about the same thing. Now, we're going to talk about this women empowerment thing and inclusion. And I'm thrilled to share this topic because it's one that touches every single aspect of our lives. Empowerment is not just about climbing corporate ladders or achieving equality as a buzzword. It's about building a world where every person has a fair shot, where talent and effort, not gender, determine our success. Now, I have to confess that a few years ago, if you had asked me what empowerment meant, I might have given you a more narrow answer. One tinted by my years in very male-dominated industries. I started my career in the building industry. I spent 10 years in the building industry. I then moved 20 years in the tech industry. I spent 2 years in politics, and now I'm the lucky chairwoman of Ring Capital. In every of these industries and businesses, I have been surrounded by men. So you know that we are the fruit or the result of the people that surround us, right? So when you spend a lot of time working in very male-dominated industries, you think like men, you act like men. And when I was a young leader, that's exactly what I did. I copied those who were successful. I think you see me coming. Now, a few years ago, I started seeing empowerment as a different topic, particularly when we had all these climate struggles, all these social struggles. I was thinking that maybe what we considered as the right way to do things was not the right way to do things. And a few years ago, when I joined the government of the Prime Minister Jean Castex, then I was in charge of gender equality, diversity, and equal opportunities. And I realized that women's empowerment is not just about leadership in the traditional sense. It's also a question of fairness. It's about breaking down barriers, both seen or unseen, so that every woman can step up, speak up, and lead in her own way. And the less we can say is that we are not there yet. Let's look at some of the real challenges women face in our economies. And by the way, if any of these numbers leave you scratching your head, I assure you, you are not alone, because I've been there too. Let's start with the gender pay gap. Globally, women earn around 20% less than men for doing exactly the same job. In the EU, it's 14.1%, and in the US, it's about 18%. And it's even worse for women of color and migrant women. It's as if they have been asked to work double and still be content with half. Let's talk about labor force participation. Only about 47% women worldwide are in the workforce, compared to 72% of men. And in certain regions like South Asia and North Africa, women's workforce participation drops to below 30%. Let that sink in. 70% of potential is being left out of the game. But don't take me wrong. I'm not saying that every single woman should work. If a woman doesn't want to work and if she wants to take care of her family, that's super cool. The problem is, nowadays, very few women can afford not working and living properly because everything is more difficult, everything is more expensive, and so on and so forth. So if we do not balance things so women can have her fair chance as men have, then think about the lack of opportunity it is not only for them, but also for our society. Let's talk about part-time work and unpaid labor. Women are juggling so many roles. They are mothers, they are caregiver professionals, they are the one when a company needs to cut some job, when a company needs to have people working part-time, women are very often the ones selected. Involuntarily, right? It's not like they raise their hand and they say, I want to work part-time. Companies decide by themselves that these women can work part-time. In the EU, for instance, 31% of women work part-time compared to just 8% of men. And on top of that, they spend 2.5 times more time on unpaid work. I'm sure for those of you in this room who have a kid, if your kid happened to be sick, 80% of the time, women would be called compared to men. Access to leadership and decision making. Despite the progress we have made, I want you to know that only 29% of senior management roles are held by women. And in the 2023 Fortune 500, a mere 8.8% of CEOs are female. And yet women make up 50% of the population. The problem here, I hear sometimes people telling me women are less ambitious. Who think women are less ambitious? Nobody. So how can we explain that in France, for instance, if we take our CAC 40 groups, we only have 3 women leading our largest companies? For those of you here, raise your hand if you have a girl. Okay. Okay. Raise your hand if you have a girl and you have a boy. Okay, good. I put myself in your shoes. I can tell you that it's super difficult to explain to your girl that whatever she will be doing, whether she studies the same way as her brother, whether she works as hard as him, whether she has exactly the same diploma, when she will get into the professional work, she will be paid an average of 20% less than her brother, and she will have something like 50% less opportunities to achieve her best capabilities and get the best responsibilities in the corporate world. It's super difficult to explain. And the reason why I was sharing this data with you, because I can go until the pension. Women, when they retire, they earn 30% less than men. And you know why? Because they are the ones who stop to have babies. And sometimes when they come back, they have been forgotten. They are the ones who are called when a parent is sick and we need to take care of the parents. They are the ones who negotiate less their salary because they love their job and they don't care being well paid or not. The reason why I'm sharing this data with you is for you to understand that when we speak about women empowerment, it is not a woman issue. It is a system issue. It is the fact that when you are at school and you tell your professor that you want to become an electromechanician, he will tell you, no, that's not a job for a girl. It is the kind of thing that explains that although we know that technology and the digital world is taking over everything, education, health, agriculture, everything. But guess what? We are still in a situation where we have only 30% of women being on the tech industry. So I think the reason why I've been asked to speak about women empowerment in a day like this one, where we have had so many women pitching, sharing their ideas, sharing their ambition, sharing their willingness to change the world, is because I've been through all these glass ceilings. It's because in every step I had my struggles. But the career I have had in multiple domains shows that even if it is difficult, we can make it. But this empowerment thing and inclusion thing is not a woman's problem. It is a society problem. Hence, we can fix it all together. So I'm just going to ask you something here, because each and every one of you have a woman around you, at least a mother, maybe a sister, maybe a daughter. And I want all of us to feel accountable for the success of this girl or this woman. Because when women succeed, it's an entire family that can succeed. It's an entire community that can succeed. And it's an entire country that can succeed. We are currently facing too many challenges, too many crises to think that only the 50% of our beautiful men can fix all the problems. We need women to bring their way of seeing the world. We need women to bring their talent. We need to have women on the tables of decision when we think about situations and decisions to be made that directly impact their lives. We are in 2024. We are no more in a position where we can justify, at least in Europe, we can justify a reason why a girl wouldn't have the same chance to succeed as a boy. In Afghanistan today, when you are born a girl and you are 12, you cannot go to school. Just because you are a girl, you can't have access to education. Many of us know here, and EDHEC is a good example, many of us know here that without education, there is nothing we can do. So I will leave you with these words. Empowerment is not only under the responsibility of women. We need people, we need organizations like EDHEC, like Ring Capital, like SISTA, all these people who believe that a fairer world is a better world for everyone to succeed. And then, as individuals, we need to feel accountable for the success of our sisters, simply because if they succeed, maybe we can succeed. It's not that the cake will be smaller, it's just that we can make it bigger. Thank you very much for your attention.
Elizabeth Moreno, thank you so much. Well done. Right, what we're going to do now is something perhaps slightly different now. So, we've heard, how many have we heard? 9, started off with 9, and then we listened to 6. different ideas here on the stage, pitching to you, pitching to our jury members as well. I am a pitch coach, storytelling coach, and speaker coach. So I help people to stand on the stages, big stages, small stages, to help them share their messages with more impact and with more influence. Also helping startups, also helping founders to essentially create more conversations to get really where they want to go in a quicker way and with more impact as well. So over the next 10 minutes or so, this is going to be short, so hopefully sweet. It'll be short, hopefully it will be sweet, with some ideas, a few things that you've heard before, I'm sure, a few things perhaps you haven't heard in terms of pitching behaviors. Now I say behaviors because that's exactly what you should be sharing, behaviors, not necessarily certain strategies, not necessarily certain things you're doing, but behaviors, how you approach your pitch and how you approach the things that you say to hopefully influence us psychologically to start those conversations. Okay, let's start. So let's go on. So, persuasive pitching and behaviors. If I ask you right now, if there was one goal of a pitch, what would that be? What do you think? What's kind of running through your mind right now? A goal, an aim of a pitch. It's quite an easy thing to get. It's quite simple thing to get. It's quite a low-hanging fruit thing as well. So if I was to ask you what would that be? What's going through your mind? Now the answer, I would say, actually these two things. To get us to feel curious. You don't have to give everything away. Just get us to think, actually, I'm intrigued about that. I want to know more about that. But the main thing afterwards is turning it into a conversation. So every single one of those 9 and 6 pitchers, startups, big ideas, sharing their big ideas, they're looking for a conversation at the end of this, right? A conversation to start onto another conversation, to maybe go to further conversations, which some of them will lead nowhere. However, some will lead certainly in the right direction. So always have this idea. What you're trying to do, you're not trying to raise money straight away. You're not trying to get that golden goose straight away. You're looking for these two things. Get people to feel curious, even if they're skeptical. Interesting one. Even if they want to maybe challenge you on some of the things you've said, right? Get them to feel curious and start those conversations as well. Now, there are 3 things I would say. So working with global accelerators, working with founders, startups, early stage, right the way through to the other end as well. There are 3 things I would say you're trying to do in your pitch. 3 things that you're trying to make people feel, make people think about in your pitch, right? So it's the first thing here, the idea is possible. It's a possible idea. It's an idea, actually, that could work. Yeah, that's an idea which possibly could work. Then, the second thing, remember there's only 3. 1, 2, the idea is scalable. So you can have great ideas, right? Great ideas, great business ideas which work really well as a business, right? For a small business, even quite a bigger business. But really, if you're looking for other people to come on board with you naturally, if you're looking for investors, you're looking for people to come on board with you financially, they're looking for something bigger, right? They're looking for something a lot bigger, right? So is it an idea which is actually scalable? Can it go really wide and really grow big? Is the demand big enough, right? And the last thing, are you the right person to do it? Are you and your team the right people to take this idea? So like for me right now, I could, all those ideas, I could kind of think to myself, okay, I'm going to take these ideas, I'm going to present these ideas in the right way, and I could, some of them, try to copy or try to do the same kind of thing that these startups, these people are doing here on the stage to influence you. However, a lot of them, most of them, I couldn't, because it's not me, the person who's got the credibility, the person who's got the experience, the person who's got the passion to go through with it, right? So those 3 things, remember, go back, so bang, bang, bang. The idea is possible. The idea is big enough, is big enough to scale, and then you're the right person. So if you think about these things when you're putting everything together, putting your pitches together, you're putting your ideas together when you're putting your pitch together as well. Have those three things firmly at the back of your mind, okay? And that should hopefully move you forward in the right direction. Right, this here, what on earth is this? Appreciate solution equals understand the problem. Now, here's the thing. It's a strange thing, but I hear it all the time. I heard it today, this afternoon. You've heard it many times from other founders as well when they pitch. How many times have you heard a little bit about the problem and then a lot about the solution, right? A little bit about the problem and then, you know, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're going to go through with this, we're going to go through with that. Here's the thing. We only really appreciate a problem, or we only really appreciate a solution once we really understand a problem. Let me give you an example. So I'm sure many of you here have been delayed, right? I'm sure some of you have been delayed, most of you perhaps, or clearly I know that many of you know someone who has been delayed, even been delayed on the plane, on the tarmac, ready to take off. But has anyone been in that situation? Some of you, I'm sure, but I'm sure you all know somebody who's been in that situation. You can imagine what that feels like, the feeling of sitting there not knowing when you're going to go, not knowing, having that frustration about when it's going to leave. Maybe some people are anxious, certainly on the plane in an enclosed space. Makes them feel even further, higher anxiety as well. So that, again, not knowing when you're going to arrive because you're working the next day and you might not get home in time to have a good night's sleep to work the next day. So all of this, lots of frustration, lots of negative feelings around being delayed naturally. Now, what if I was to tell you, there's not one, well, there might be one, but what if I was to tell you there's an app that can help reduce those delays, certainly when you're actually on the tarmac? I mean, that would be wonderful if that's actually something that actually works. But what if I were to tell you that? Now, at that point, when I tell you this, and I've already gone through what it feels like, the feeling of what it feels like, right? You're more like, okay, well, I really want to hear that idea. Instead of me just saying delays, what if I was to tell you I've created an app that reduces delays? Sounds good, but it doesn't sound as good as when we really go into that problem. We really go into that problem, and again, when you do that, it really almost shows your credibility of understanding what it feels like to have that frustration, even if you're not the actual end user, right? So getting people to feel what it feels like, go into that problem, and go through it a little bit further than maybe what you usually do, right? Get us to really feel that, get us to go, yeah, we can feel that emotion. And then, bang, you give them the solution. You give them what you're doing to reduce that problem, or the solution in some form or manner. And then that will get people to listen more and appreciate that solution far more. Your connection equals increased credibility. What is this? What on earth is this? Right, let me give you an example. So here's the thing. It's always a good thing for your credibility when you're pitching, because let's face it, people are skeptical. We are all skeptical. We all want to hear, what's in it for us. We're all being judged very, very quickly indeed. But we really need to show some kind of credibility straight the way from the word go and drip that through our pitch. Let me give you an example. So there was a gentleman working with him, started off when I first heard his pitch, essentially, I think it was about 2021, from Slovenia, in fact, and he was talking about a digital eye test. It was a couple of years ago. A digital eye test, all about how older people who live in villages, people who live away from cities, who are not mobile, can actually do this eye test digitally, and it saves them lots of time and lots of trouble and lots of money as well, right? Which is all fantastic. However, here's the thing. Again, he was only like 19, 20, 21, and you could see as he was pitching, there were many people in the room that were a lot older, that were judgmental, clearly, and they were looking at him, and they were thinking to themselves, what gives you the right and the credibility to take this forward, right? Afterwards, after the pitch, I had a word with this gentleman. I kind of said to him exactly the kind of same thing. I wanted to know, tell me more, why are you doing this? What's your connection with this idea? What is your connection? Why are you taking this forward? Tell me more. He just said to me, well, you know, my mum and dad are opticians. I said, well, why didn't you say that in the pitch? He said, I didn't think of it. I said, well, tell me more. Well, yeah, essentially from when I was like 16, every weekend I would help out my parents in the optician, and these are the kind of problems I would see and note down and just see these patterns going through the years of people coming in to the opticians needing some kind of a solution to this eye test, right? That straight away gives credibility. All right. So whoever you are, whatever stage you're at, whatever you're doing, think about your credibility and why you're doing what you're doing. Right. The experience you have. Okay. Even if you haven't got any, even at this stage, for some at the start there who haven't got any clients at all, what's important there is your passion, right? Is how you feel about it and how, you know, your interest and how your passion towards this topic, how that's going to affect things, right? So again, your credibility, somehow you need to show your credibility from the word go, because believe me, you know this far better than me, right? We're judged so quickly, especially when we're pitching, right? Most of us, when we pitch to our audience, you don't care. You don't care at all until it's something that means something to you, until perhaps it's something that hits an emotional tone, something that you felt perhaps that I can talk about, and you go in your mind, yeah, an emotional yes, I can feel that, yeah. So credibility, so important. What's exciting now? This is an interesting one. So. Excitement, so investors, people that want to come on board with you, logically they might be doing the right thing or the wrong thing, but often listening to their heart, it's the excitement, it's the kind of, there's something about that I want to get involved with, right? So when you start saying things like, you know, what's exciting for our clients right now is this. What excites our users, and over the last few years even more, is this. What's exciting for our current investors currently is this, right? So don't be afraid to use that word in a way that makes you can share your excitement just by saying it. So I'm really, and the way I say it as well, I don't have to go overboard, but I can be focused when I say it. Right? I'm really excited about this project. I'm really excited to see the demand and also the interest that this project is already starting to unfold. Right? So using excitement. Think to yourself, what's exciting? What's exciting for your current investors, if you have any? What's exciting for your clients? What's exciting for your users? What's exciting for the team that's working with you? Right? Think about, if you can answer all those, take a good, think about it, brainstorm together, already you can drip those into your pitch. Call to action. The last thing. Now, some of the pitches, some of the startups, some of the people here on stage sharing their pitch earlier on, some of these did this really well, some didn't do it, some didn't do it at all, right? This here is so important, right? What did I say at the beginning? What do we all kind of want? What are we looking for in this? We're looking for curiosity, but we're also looking for conversations, right? We're looking for a chat. A chat costs nothing. A chat and a free drink. It's a free drink. I think they're free. Yes, they are. They're free. So they cost nothing, right? So at the end, something like, listen, I've been speaking for the last 5 minutes about what we're doing and how that's moving forward. You're curious. You'd like to know more. I don't say if you're curious, and I don't say if you'd like to know more. I suggest you do. So you're curious. You'd like to know more. You maybe like to challenge me on some of the things as well. I would love to have a chat with you, have a coffee, and then take that conversation forward. That's it. People who do that in their pitches get far more as they come off stage or as they come off wherever they are, have far more people come up to them, just shake their hand, pass out a business card for those that still have them, that's fine, or LinkedIn, and then they go on and then they arrange a meeting a little bit later on, right? Or they might have a quick chat and a coffee there and then, right? So you tell your audience what you want. You want a conversation, you want to have a chat, you're curious, you'd like to know more, and I would love to again, isn't that a nice way to say it? I would love to have a chat with you and to see what we can come up with and explore, a great word as well, to explore. Love to explore ideas because there's no commitment there, is there? It's just like, this might go nowhere or it actually might go somewhere. Also, one other thing, again, please remember this. So you're curious, you'd like to know more, or you know someone in your network that's curious or would like to know more. I'd love to have a chat with you, and then we can connect up. Because I can tell you right now, probably those 9 ideas and 6 ideas, maybe in this room, probably, maybe not, there probably isn't the real right there might be the real right person to chat to in this room. Maybe not. But then in our networks, I'm sure in our networks, we have someone that's closer perhaps towards a better fit perhaps than ourselves, right? So with this call to action, you're saying to everybody here, if you're interested, you're curious, you'd like to know more, love to have a chat. But also, you know someone that would like to know more, have a chat and is curious perhaps. I'd love to chat with you and see if we can become connected. Because we all like to help people, don't we? We all like to see if we can help somebody on their way. So remember, your clear call to action at the end, so important. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. So those were a few things. Some of them you've heard before, I'm sure. Some not. But I just pulled them out of my bag of tricks, of some of the things that I use, some of the things I share, certainly working with global accelerators, startups and founders across the world. So take those as you will. This is all recorded as well. If you didn't take note, that's okay. I think it's recorded, so you can look back at this and take them out if you want to. Okay? Right. Are you ready to hear who the winners are? Would you like to know? I'm sure the startups would, the ideas would. Right, I can categorically say I really have no idea who the winners are. I say that truthfully because I've been here all afternoon. I've been the jury members went off. I don't know where they went. Don't know what they did. Well, I know what they did. They discussed, they debated, and they decided who are the lucky winners of these 2 categories. Right. So first of all, I think what I'm going to do now is invite to the stage 2 people that will announce who these winners are. So please welcome Senior Advisor to Impact Economy and Social Inclusion for BNP Paribas, Antoine Cyr. Antoine, please come and join me. Number 4. And together with Antoine, we also have from EDHEC, Dean of Programs at EDHEC, Benoit Arnaud. Benoit Arnaud. There we are. Number 2. Right. Okay. So, first of all, welcome. You've listened to the ideas. You've seen a lot. You've heard a lot today as well. What are your kind of first impressions of what you've seen and what you've experienced?
You ask me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Okay. So I used to go to a beauty contest for startup for years, and when I started to go there were so many contests where no purpose could be found. And it's extraordinary because now we have an extraordinary beauty contest with very good projects and which are all with a very strong purpose. we are faced to enormous problems. We have the climate change problem. We have the biodiversity, the water problem, and we have the social inequality, the situation of what they call indigenous people, and also all the question linked to the food chain, to the water, to our future with nature. We are really facing huge problems, and all the projects we saw here address these problems, help to address this problem through technologies, through organizational models, through ideas, through creations, and very often there is a very impressive intrication between technology, knowledge, and heart, and it's very emotional for me to see this change over here and to see a generation which is really building a better future. I really believe that when all the people who are in this room, not me, you, will be empowered, as said Elisabeth Moreno, our world will be really much better. So thank you and congratulations for this.
Fantastic, absolutely. Benoit?
Yeah, thank you. What I saw today is a lot of people smiling, actually, because this morning, thinking of you, I opened Google News during my breakfast. I saw all the news feed, and I say, okay, the world is done. There is nothing we can do about it. And then I came here, and I saw all your smiles, a lot of good projects, people really committed to drive the future of mankind. And so I don't know how far you're going to go. I don't know how much effort, energy, and drive you're going to put into it. But the thing that I'm sure is that there are a lot of solutions to the current problem we're facing, and you're part of that. So at EDHEC, our 10,000 students are really committed to change the world. So are you. You are the best of the 9 business schools. And so I'm super happy to be with you tonight.
Fantastic, absolutely. I just need someone just to come forward and just take this table off the stage. Can someone help me with that? Thank you so much. Wonderful. Fabulous. I'll give you a hand.
Because we're going to dance or what?
Yes, you are. Right, so if you want to.
No, maybe if I have 1 second using the move of the table, I must say that at BNP Paribas we are a bank. So we usually lend to do the transformation of the current business, of the big business and whatsoever. But we also have decided to have an envelope dedicated with 450 million euros to social and environmental startups. So it's not seed money, it's rather Series A, but I guess a large number of your project will become soon Series A or Series B or C. So let's say that we are there.
Okay, right, that's right, round of applause. So, I think I know on my right-hand side there are 2 envelopes, and in those, I don't know what's in those envelopes. Well, I do know what's in those envelopes, a piece of paper with the answers or the winners of these 2 categories. So, are you going to join us? Are you going to come and join us? Absolutely, wonderful. Yasmin back on stage, there we are. Okay, so you have them in your, are you going to announce them? You want to announce them?
I'm going to let you announce it. It was just about making the context. So for the Young Hopes category, we've heard 9 inspiring pitches that were really, really interesting and really convincing. And I discussed with the judges, and it was very difficult to select a winner. But the winner is in this envelope, so I'm gonna give it to you. And so you can announce who the winner is for the Young Hopes category.
So I'm not allowed to give the honorable mention before, no?
The winner.
Okay. Okay. So the winner.
If you want
first.
to start with the honorable mention, feel free.
Maybe it's for the suspense, you know. So the jury was so happy with the project that they could not decide only a winner, Beside the winner, they wanted to have another project, which is not the winner, but which has an honorable mention. So I want to mention this honorable mention. So it's given to the project proposed by Aalto University in Finland, the Krishi Crate project.
Krishi Crates, where are you? Honourable mention. Listen, do you want to come quick, run, quickly. I'm not sure what they get. I'm not sure what do they get. Anything?
It's a mention.
Oh, it's just a mention, right? They get a round of applause.
But you can take the picture. Come for the picture.
Congratulations, well done.
Come for the picture.
There we are. Not photo.
I like to disrupt the plan, you know. It's not an award, but it's a mention and it's a picture. So congratulations. Your project make accessible the cold chain to smallholders. It's absolutely essential. We know at BNP Paribas we are very often faced with issues that show that smallholders are absolutely essential for our future, for climate change, for biodiversity, for climate adaptation. So thank you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together once again for Krishi Crates winning the honourable mention. So, fantastic. You may leave.
So, and now to give some clues to what will be.
I love the way you make this suspense. We can't.
Yes.
Half of us are thinking this is great.
No, sorry.
The other half are just thinking, get on with it, right?
You asked me to create suspense, so I do comply. So, the last COP said several things. The lessons of the COP were very precise on very important issues. And one of the message of the COP was that by 2030, we will have to double our effort for energy efficiency. And very timely, the winner is Reduco. I saw them.
Reduco, come to the stage. Where are you? Come. Where are there he is. Come on. The Bosch man. The Bosch man, you remember. Well done. Congratulations. Quick photo there together.
So your PropTech technology, your PropTech platform for energy efficiency of buildings has been really considered as a very promising project. The main levers were, of course, the impact, the clarity of the value proposition, your very good teamwork, and of course the scalability of your project, which is absolutely tremendous. Again, one of the 4 key messages of the COP was that we have to double the effort of energy efficiency by 2030. So we need you.
There we are, right. Before you go. So remember, you walk away with 5,000 euros again to turn this idea into a living, breathing startup. How does that feel right now, holding this on this stage, walking away a winner?
It feels very amazing, and quite frankly, we're just very grateful to ESMT, to INNOVA, because at the end of the day, this is really important to us, and I think it should be really important to all of us. So that we get a stage here, and at the end of the day, also get the appreciation for it, means a lot to us, and we're just, crazy excited to actually found the company and then save a bunch of energy. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, hands together once again for Reduco. Thank you so much.
Maybe we can do a picture with the team, ESMT Berlin team. Maybe if they want to come take a picture.
We'll have to do that very quickly. Come and join us. And you said all of that without saying Bosch. Fantastic.
Yes, of course. Remember that this program was proposed by ESMT of Berlin. So congratulations to the winners and congratulations to ESMT.
There we are. Thank you so much. Wonderful. So there's our first winner, Young Hopes category. Now we move swiftly on to our second category. Remember, this was the Rising Stars category. These are already startups. They're already moving in the right direction. And we're going to find out now who's going to walk away lucky, not just a lucky, but a well-deserved winner as well. The suspense grows, doesn't it?
Oh. So the last COP said that we have to multiply by 3 our efforts for renewable energy. But when you think to it, renewable energy is a bit complicated because you take, for example, solar energy, you take the sun, you make it energy, and then you make it something else, and then at the end of the day you have light. But maybe we should look for systems that require deep tech, that require really very elaborate technologies, but that are very much more simpler in their gestures. What is more exciting than to allow the sunlight to enter everywhere? So you understand that the winner is Solar Optic.
Solar Optic.
Proposed by the Kyiv School of Economics.
Solar Optic from Ukraine. Well done. Congratulations.
Congratulations. So, allow me to be the voice of the jury to tell you that they praised the simple and elegant solution, the innovative approach, I mentioned it, and the potential massive impact, of course. So congratulations, and thank you for all your team for the project, and thank you to the Kyiv School of Economics.
Fantastic. And again, remember, 20,000 euros and a year's incubation at one of the partner schools incubators of your choice. You get to choose that yourself to accelerate the growth of this project. Again, you're holding that now, walking away a winner. You came here with nothing. You walk away with that. You're a winner in front of our audience here. How are you feeling right now?
Now I feel even more responsible than ever because I'm holding like a key for the sustainable and energy efficient Europe. Thank you for this trust to Innova. Thank you for my team, for the whole team of Kyiv School of Economics. I'm sending greetings. Yeah, let's illuminate Europe together. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Solar Optic, winner of this category, the Rising Stars category. Thank you so much.
With your team? Yeah,
sure. Your team, come on up. There we are, come on up. There we are, once again, winners of this category, Solar Optic, well done. Right, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We have no more. I know, if I kind of want you to keep talking.
No, I just want again to thank our friends of EDHEC to bringing this. I like to advertise EDHEC, but really thank you.
Thank you, Antoine.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll agree with me. It's been an intriguing afternoon. It's been an interesting afternoon. You may leave if you want to. It's also been a curious afternoon as well. We've heard things, perhaps, some of the things perhaps we've kind of heard before, but we've heard many new things, right? We've heard many new things that I'm sure will intrigue us again to have those conversations. And again, from now, essentially from now, what's going to happen is we're going to put some music on over to there's some, I believe there's are there cocktails over there, drinks, more conversations. And guess what? If you enjoyed this year, guess what? We're going to do it all over again next year for INNOVA Europe 2025. Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you again next year.
Thank you.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.